fly ball to left field deep. Way back! Way back! This ball is gone! A walk-off home run! Newport Gulls win it here in the 11th.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Branham sets, kicks, and deals. Swinging and miss, strike three. The Newport Gulls are 2009 Eastern Division champions.
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Swinging a high drive to deep right. Oh, is this ball crushed? Way back and gone. Joey Manning with a towering shot. Swinging a high drive to deep left. And you can forget about it. Cal Conley with his third home run of the game.
Stay tuned. The Newport Gulls pregame show starts now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 8th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Good evening and welcome to Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where tonight Newport Gulls will be taking on the Laconia Muskrats, and Newport Gulls regular season home opener. Of course, the Newport Gulls opened the 2012 campaign with an exhibition contest falling to the Wareham Gatemen of the Cape Cod Baseball League here at Cardines on Friday night, 6-4. The Gulls went on the road on Saturday for their first league game of the season, playing the Mystic Schooners and taking the victory 4-1. And off day yesterday, the Gulls returned to action here tonight at Cardines Field. The Laconia Muskrats are in town for Eastern Division play as the Gulls and the Muskrats play their first game of their 8-game season series next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The pregame show starts right now.
Welcome back to the Newport Gulls pregame show here on the NECBL. My name is Catherine Haas, and today I'm joined by Kyle Brennan. Kyle, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Glad to be back in Newport.
Glad to have you be back. Kyle, what did you do last year for us?
I did a bunch of things last year. I joined in the broadcast with George Bissell. Nick took a year off last year, so we filled in for him. Had a lot of fun, but I wrote some press releases for us, did the official scoring, and they called me out of the bullpen this year to do the official scoring, train a couple guys tonight. So really glad to be back here. I miss this place.
Yeah, we are. We're glad to have you back. Did you get a chance to look at the roster or anything for this year?
I did. Actually, during the whole signing process in this off season, I saw some of my guys from last year come back. I know we got Robbie Orton, Jeff Malillo, and Connor Canary are back in the infield, and a couple of our pitchers, John Przinski. I don't see him here yet, but I assume he's coming. And Daniel Wright's back and David Hoey's back. So a bunch of the guys from last year are back. I'm excited to see those guys. Actually going to catch up with them in a few minutes. And excited to see the new guys. I know it's a revolving door in the NECBL, but glad to see these guys. Hopefully they put together another good season together.
Hopefully. With the draft, what did you think of everybody that was in the draft, especially the guys that we had last year and the years before?
I was a little surprised to see Mark Appel drop as far as he did. He dropped. I thought he was going to go number 1, but the Pirates got him at number 8, and that was a real steal. And so I was glad to see him go. And one of my friends from last year's team, Mike Dimmick, he was our closer last year. He got picked by the Astros in I think the 37th round. So and he signed the other day with them. So I'm rooting for him. And hopefully those guys and a number of our guys from years past. I know Kenny DeCroger got drafted, and a couple of other guys. So I'm glad to see him, and I wish him the luck. Hopefully they get up to the majors someday.
So how does it feel to be back here at Cardines today?
It's just a special place to be. I love this state in general. I'm from Connecticut, so whenever I get to come up here, it's a great time. And I just get to walk in the stone wall here. It's an old place, but it's just a lot of fun to be out here. It's a great place for baseball, and if you've never been to Newport, it's just a great opportunity. I got to see my first Gulls game last year, and it was so much fun. This is just... There's nothing quite like the atmosphere we have here. It's sort of a tight-knit place. You don't know all the players if you're a fan, but, it feels like it's a very homey sort of place, and it's just a lot of fun.
So while you're not with us this season at Cardines, what are you doing for your summer?
I'm interning back in Connecticut with the CBS station up at Channel 3 and doing some sports interning for them. Just finished covering the high school baseball and softball playoffs, and when the Olympics start this summer, I'll be working for NBC down in Stamford with their online department, doing a few things. So really excited about that. The Olympics are about my favorite time of year, or every 4 years or whatever. So I'm excited about that. So then we'll see. I just graduated from Quinnipiac back in Connecticut. So once the summer's over, I'll reassess and figure out where things are going to go.
Any ideas on what you want to do after the summer's over?
Well, I had a hell of a time broadcasting last summer up here, and that's kind of what I went to school thinking about doing. So hopefully one day a little play-by-play. But I just love anything in the sports media is cool with me. I've been writing for a long time. I've been broadcasting TV. So whatever it is, you're not going to have a bad day working if you're working in sports. So that's the goal.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. All right. Coming up next, we'll have Nick Lima with the front office report right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport as our pregame show continues. Now joined, as we will be joined every Monday throughout the season, for the front office report by Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Pava. Chuck, how are you today?
Nick, how are you doing?
Doing very well. And the Gulls off to a good start this season, 1-0 here in regular season play.
Yeah, it's always nice to get the first win, Nick. It's a long way to go, though, for the season. But I'm encouraged by the team that we have, of course, and it's always a good start to get that first win.
Newport, the first win of the season on the road at Mystic on Saturday. Of course, with the league now with 10 teams, the Gulls in Mystic as well as the Gulls in the other Eastern Division teams will be playing each other 10 times this season, or rather 8 times each this season.
That's correct, Nick. The interesting thing is I think that's the first time in a long time that the Gulls went on the road for the opening game. We're always home, but we were going to play New Bedford on opening day on the 8th here, but they had a military all-star game lined up, so we ended up fitting in the Wareham Gateman as an exhibition. So we went on the road for the first time this year.
The Gulls fell in that game to the Gateman 6-4, but Newport, of course, defeated Wareham last season. So I guess the all-time series now 1-1 over the last 2 years. Is that a little bit maybe of a rivalry going? Because geographically they're pretty close.
We'd like to develop a rivalry, Nick, and a rivalry based on friendship, out of respect for each other, more so than anything. Because at this time of the year, they don't have all their players. We don't have ours. We're not playing that game to win. It's an exhibition. We're not throwing our guy out there to beat them guys. So, yeah, we like to. It's a friendly rivalry, Nick.
Mike Coombs said about the Gulls win on Saturday that Newport did well in all 3 areas of the game, pitching, defense, and offense. Pitching-wise, Gulls had a great start from Daniel Wright and outstanding relief, perfect relief, in fact, in the 8th and 9th inning from Mitch Horacek. Yes,
I understand Daniel threw an outstanding game. I wasn't there, but I did talk to the pitching coach and our other coaches. He pitched great. He's picking up right where he left off when he left us, and what he did this year at Arkansas State. And Mitch is a quality arm, and he went out there and slammed it. I was happy to hear that. He's just going to be a guy who's going to continue to step up, and encouraged by that, Nick.
Game 2 of 42 is tonight here at Cardines Field, Chuck, and the Gulls have Tanner Kleberod starting on the mound.
Yes, Tanner from Washington State University. I'm really excited to see him pitch. When we were doing our recruiting on Tanner, Coach had some really nice things to say about him. He felt that in time he could perhaps be the best pitcher in his time at Washington State. That says an awful lot. He's a quality kid. He's a quality arm. I'm looking forward to seeing him pitch. I understand he's got great movement on his pitches. If he ended up starting out as a weekend starter at Washington State, a weekday starter, and he finished up as a Friday night guy. That's impressive for a young freshman at a program in the Pac-12. Friday night guy means you're the best pitcher on that staff.
It's Tiverton Little League night here at Cardines Field as the Gulls go off the island to recognize Tiverton here tonight.
Yeah, just another way to the Gulls outreach program. We're all about the kids and the communities that we're involved in. And Tiverton's it's our neighbor, so it just fits normally.
Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Pava, thanks for joining us at the Front Office Report. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thank you so much, Nick.
That's the Front Office Report. Mike Coombs is next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field as our pregame show continues. Joined now, as always, by Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs. Skip, how are you today?
Good. She didn't knock us or count us in.
No, I have no count in up there from Milka. She's new.
Oh, well, then she's allowed one deal. So that's cool.
Next time.
Next time.
Skip, Eastern Division action continues. The Laconia Muskrats are in town here tonight. First of 8 times these 2 teams will meet over the course of the regular season.
Yep, we've upped it up from 6 games to 8 games because we had 2 teams leave the league. And, yeah, we got the Muskrats in here. They'll be scrappy. They'll play good, hard baseball. They got a good team this year from what I'm seeing and hearing. So, we'll give it our best shot here tonight.
That is a major change from last year's season. In the Eastern Division, Gulls will be playing their rivals 8 times instead of 6. In the past, the only time the Gulls would play a team for a 7th or 8th time would be during the postseason. Of course, the more times you play an opponent, the better you get to know them. So how's that going to change the dynamic of the season in late July?
Nothing. They just, they'll know us and we'll know them, and, it'll just come down to who executes and who does, the right things at the right time. That's the bottom line.
Tonight we're going to find out who the Muskrats are for the 2012 season. We're also going to find out who Tanner Kleberard is, the Gulls starting pitcher for this evening.
Washington State. We got a Washington State boy on the club again. We always have one on there, or 2 on there. Big boy was a starter for him, so looking to see what he can do tonight.
What kind of pitches does he throw?
He's got fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. So, yeah, he's got an assortment. Let's see if he can locate him.
Gulls with a loss here on opening night in an exhibition game against the Wareham Gatemen of the Cape Cod Baseball League. 6-4 the final in that one, while the Gulls were out-hit by the Gatemen in that contest. The defense was very sharp, some great double plays turned.
Yeah. We got that turned around a little bit. We swung the bat really well down in Mystic, but, the Gatemen came out of the chute and they scored first, and they scored early. So, we had to come back and got close, but not close enough. But, we're swinging the bats a little bit now. We swung them the other night down in Mystic, so we'll be all right.
A couple of big home runs in Mystic, but the Newport Gulls ahead in what was a pitcher's duel for much of the game. Daniel Wright, though, was phenomenal on the mound, as was Mitch Horacek.
Yeah, Daniel threw the ball well, located, got ahead of the hitters and kept them off balance and did a great job.
Jeff Melillo behind the plate for the Newport Gulls has been very good his first couple of games. Of course, he gunned down a runner at second base after he slid past the second base bag in a steal attempt and hit a 2-run homer in the exhibition contest, and has been solid defensively so far.
Yeah, Jeff is a quality catcher who calls a great game back there. Got a good head on his shoulders, and he can throw also. He blocks the ball well. So, I mean, Jeff's a full package back there. Does a great job. Second season with us, so makes it a lot easier for Coach Long and myself because he's like another coach there and can help the kids.
Casey Kaufman was late scratch from the lineup on Saturday, but he's back at the top of the order for tonight.
Yeah, we got him back. He told me before BP, he said he felt great. Went and saw a chiropractor and everything's good to go. So I stuck him back in there. Let's see what he can do.
And finally, Coach, one more player has arrived. Still waiting on a few more to round out the roster.
Right, Adam Ravenel from Vandy, right-handed pitcher. We were just down there and had a bullpen with him, threw the ball very well, so we'll see what he's got soon, too.
Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs, thanks for joining us in the pregame show as always. Catch up with you later in the week, and good luck tonight against the Muskrats.
Thanks, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Coach Coombs. Newport Gulls baseball is next, here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Once again from Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, Nick Gleam alongside Casey Williams here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. This is our pregame show, and Casey from the Laconia Muskrats is here with us. The Muskrats in town coming into this game at 2-1, tied atop the NECBL East, of course, early on here in the season,
yes,
with the division lead.
Yeah, the Muskrats leading in the win column, Newport leading in the loss column, so the team's tied early on.
Laconia Muskrats 2-1 overall coming into this contest. How have the Muskrats fared so far this season?
Muskrats coming off a tough game last night against Holyoke at home, a 13-inning affair. It was a staring contest for sure. Holyoke able to win it in the 13th, but the Muskrats have pitched very well so far this season. A couple of wins against the Sanford Mainers, and the Muskrats looking to come into Newport where they were very comfortable last year and start off the season against the Gulls on the right foot.
The Gulls and the Muskrats, game 1 of the 8-game season series here in NECBL Eastern Division play. Nevin Wilson has the start for Laconia. Tanner Kleberard making his Newport Gulls debut here tonight. The pregame show continues. We'll have a look around the league, the starting lineups, and the first pitch, all still to come. Here's the pregame show continues on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field, a roundup of action around the NECBL over the weekend. Last night, the Sanford Mainers defeated the New Bedford Bay Sox in Eastern Division action 10-4. Northam Steelcats over the Mystic Schooners in interdivision play, 13-6, as Mystic drops to 0-3. Holyoke Blue Sox defeated the Laconia Muskrats 6-5, and the Keene Swampbats defeated the Vermont Mountaineers 5-2. That was a lengthy game last night for Laconia.
Certainly was. They were lucky to only use a few arms out of the bullpen. A couple of guys who were scheduled to throw, they only had to use a couple more pitchers after that. Holyoke kept it to 3 pitchers, and their one pitcher, Drew Duncan, threw 8 2/3 innings of relief. A stellar performance from Drew Duncan of Holyoke.
Newport Gulls coming off an off day yesterday. They won against Mystic on the road on Saturday, 4-1 the score in that one. The win went to Daniel Wright on the mound. Mitch Horacek got the save as the Gulls cruised past the Schooners 4-1. The game that originally was a pitcher's duel, though the Gulls came back and managed to have 2 big blasts. Home runs in the contest came off the bat of Alex DeLeon, who was 2 for 4 at the plate with a double and a 2-run homer, and a late start in that game because Casey Kaufman initially was a late scratch. And a yellow 2-run homer coming from Brett Winger, who went 3 for 4 with a pair of singles as well. Let's take it down to the field now for the singing of the national anthem. Frank Romanelli will be singing tonight's national anthem. Let's take it down to the field.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly gleaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
National anthem sung here tonight at Eric Cardine's Field on the regular season opening night, I guess you could call it, for the Newport Gulls. So Newport celebrated opening night here 3 nights ago now on Friday with a 6-4 loss in exhibition play to the Wareham Gatemen. Newport Gulls getting their regular season home schedule underway. They'll play 20 more games after tonight at home in the NECBL regular season. Let's look around the NECBL, around the league tonight. They're already in the bottom of the first. New Bedford, only a couple other games in action tonight. Laconia, Vermont and Danbury, I should say, will be in action later on at Danbury. Also, the only other game will be New Bedford versus Mystic. That game set to start at 6:30 in just a couple minutes. We'll have the starting lineups next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. The starting lineups for today's contest. First, for the visiting Laconia Muskrats, here again is Casey Williams.
Thank you, Nick. Leading it off for the Muskrats playing second base tonight is Nick Camastro of Manhattan College. His up-the-middle infield partner is John Polonius, the shortstop for the Muskrats, batting second with a Eastern Division leading 6 RBIs so far this young season. He's also hitting .455. Marcus Davis bats thirds and plays center field from Walter State Community College, just his second game for the Muskrats after coming to town yesterday. Danny Collins will hit cleanup for Laconia, playing third base. 2 homers so far this season, both of them in Laconia. Dylan Kelly doing the catching, a returner for the Muskrats last year, an NECBL All-Star, part of the team that beat these Newport Gulls here in the 2011 playoffs. Ethan Bennett, the designated hitter, bats 6th out of Tennessee. Tyler Jackson plays first base. He's from Kentucky. Joe Torres in left field, a speedy leadoff type hitter tonight, batting 8th. And Tyler Raymond rounds out the order in right field, batting 9th.
They'll face off against Tanner Kleberad for the Newport Gulls. Kleberad a right-hander out of Washington State University. Owned a 4.24 earner on average for the Cougars this spring. And his freshman year, a native of Rapid City, South Dakota. 6'5", 189-pound right-hander. Made 14 appearances, 13 starts, going 4-3 in 74 1/3 innings of work. Struck out 42 and walked 32. For the Newport Gulls, leading off tonight will be the left fielder Casey Kaufman back in the lineup. Batting second, Rob Ort, the right fielder. Hitting third, Alex DeLeon, the designated hitter. Steve Anderson bats cleanup and starts at first base. The catcher, Jeff Melillo, bats fifth. Hitting sixth is Connor Canary, returning Gull, second baseman. Brett Wingo, the third baseman, hits seventh. Batting eighth is Giel Rosen, the center fielder. And Blake Butera, the shortstop, bats ninth and rounds out the order for the Newport Gulls. We'll be facing off against Nevin Wilson.
Nevin Wilson, 6'2" left-hander, 180 pounds from Vanderbilt. He's a freshman there. Hometown is Scottsdale, Arizona. Only 2 appearances this season for Vanderbilt. He's able to be here now while they continue to compete in the NCAAs. The Muskrats waiting for a couple more Vanderbilt players. But Nevin should be fresh. He's the only lefty for the Muskrats, and he'll make his first start here against the Newport Gulls. Laconia had luck with lefties against Newport last year. You'll remember Justin Wiley was 2-0 against them in the regular season from the left side of the mound.
Newport Gulls and the Laconia Muskrats. First pitch is next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here now at Cardines Field as we get set for baseball. Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tanner Cleverard taking his last couple of warm-up tosses on the mound. I want to take this opportunity to remind you, you can always email us here on the broadcast, media@newportgulls.com. That's media@newportgulls.com. Let us know how we're doing. If any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, email media@newportgulls.com. And a reminder that this copyrighted telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, re-recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. It's a beautiful evening for baseball. Game time temperature about 65 degrees under mostly cloudy skies here at Cardines Field. Not humid at all. A southerly wind blows at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Umpires for tonight's game, Stephen Williams, calling balls and strikes behind the plate, and Scott Davis is the field umpire. Again, Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here on the NECBL Broadcast Network as the Laconia Muskrats, 2-1, get set to face off against the Newport Gulls, 1-0 here on the regular season, just underway here in New England. NECBL action. Only a couple of games going on around the league tonight. We'll have live looks in between innings for Martin Danbury and New Bedford Mystics, so stay tuned for that. Now all eyes turn to the batter's box as stepping up is Nick Camastro.
Camastro from Manhattan College, a captain of that squad that made it to the NCAA tournament this year, a postseason participant 3 years in a row when Nick was there. This season in his conference tournament in the MAC, he hit .475, so a hot bat coming into this summer season.
Tanner Cleverard looks in. His catcher Jeff Miller, he winds, kicks, and deals. The first pitch of the ball game is a fastball in the inside corner, a called strike. Says home plate umpire Stephen Williams against Scott Davis, the field umpire. We're under sunny skies here at Cardines Field. The shadows creeping their way up the third base line. Stands beginning to fill up here in Tiverton Little League night. Fastball is hit on the ground towards the shortstop. Butera, backhand stab, throws across the diamond. A little wide, but brought in by Anderson for the inning's first out. It was quickly one away. For John Polonius, who spent a couple weeks with the Muskrats during the 2010 season, has come back for the full year here in 2012. Hit .306, a pair of homers, 21 RBI at West Virginia in his junior year. He'll be stepping up to the plate from the right side to face Tanner Cleverard of Rapid City. Looks in on Melillo to get the sign. And fires. The pitch is hit on the ground foul to the right side, 0-1. Cleverard, 42 strikeouts and 32 walks. Washington State University, 40 runs, 35 of them earned on 80 hits and 74 1/3 innings of work. Allowed 5 homers, opponents hit .281 off of Tanner. His next delivery It's a fastball hit on the ground. Baltimore chopper to the shortstop. Butera has it behind the mound, throws across in time, and a pair of 6-3 ground outs. So quickly 2 down here in the first.
Butera looking sharp on a couple of grounders up the middle. That one a little deeper in the hole, and the Muskrats at the top of the order run well, but 2 quick outs.
Kleberod checks in 6'5", 189 pounds, and set the defense behind him. Anderson at first for the Newport Gulls. Canary at second. Butera, the shortstop. Winger at third. Outfield left to right. Kaufman, Rosen, and on. Jeff Melillo catches Kleberod, who looks in on the lefty, Marcus Davis, and fires. Swing a high drive to deep center field. Going back is Rosen. Stoke going back into the triangle. He reaches up and can't get it. Bounces in front of him. Rounding second. On the way to third is Davis. He will be there standing. With a stand-up triple.
Well, that's the key. Just don't hit it to Butera at short. Marcus Davis lifting that one. The ballpark just holding it way out there. Dead center field. Hustling for a triple.
That came down right by the 395-foot marker into the triangle and straightaway center. And Rosen, of course, is new to playing Cardines Field. Here at center field, he ran back there, stuck the glove up there. He was able to get a glove on it, but it bounced in front of him. And it's tough to judge the ball. You're running in center field here. You're running from the sunshine back into shadow. Now here's Danny Collins, the cleanup man, the pitch. Breaking ball on the inside corner, a called strike. Collins, the third baseman, hit .318, 12 homers, 52 RBI in his second season now with the Muskrats. For Troy this spring, in his sophomore year. The pitch, breaking ball is swung on, foul, tipped into the mitt, 0-2. 2 outs, a runner at third, just underway here in the first.
Collins had his second homer of the night, or second homer of the season last night. Davis went 0 for 4, so he was aggressive in that first at-bat, getting the triple.
The pitch. Fastball hit on the ground to the second baseman. Canary has it, throws to first in time for the out that retires the side. The triple is harmless. The Muskrats strand a runner, do not score, and after half an inning from Cardines Field, Laconia nothing. The Gulls coming to bat here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We go to the home half of the first. Newport Gulls and Laconia Muskrats. They're in Eastern Division play. They'll meet 7 more times this season, including this Saturday, as the Gulls will make the first of 4 trips up to Laconia, New Hampshire. Muskrats been around the league now for 3 years.
This is our 3rd season.
Prior to that, the franchise
was the Manchester Silkworms.
Of course, the Gulls and the Silkworms played for many years, meeting the playoffs here and there. And a little bit of a rivalry going for quite some time. For at least a little while, the Gulls and the Silkworms are the closest geographic teams to each other. Newport and Laconia certainly have some distance between them.
But no loss in the rivalry. These two teams right at it last postseason.
Pitch from the lefty, comes inside and hits him. First pitch of the outing. Nevin Wilson comes in and hits Kaufman between the numbers, and Casey Kaufman takes his base. So Kaufman was a late start, or was a late scratch from the lineup in Mystic on Saturday for the Newport Gulls. Did not play due to a sore back. Gets hit in the back here and is on base. So is yet to record an official at bat for Rob Ort, hitting .297, 7 homers, 53 runs batted in, 19 doubles. Stands in from the left side, the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, a called strike. Ort played for Indiana as a junior in his second season with Newport. Steps out, taps the plate, steps back in as Wilson looks in for the sign from his catcher Kelly. The lefty from the stretch fires back to first, and Kaufman is back standing, but the throw gets away. Caroms into the outfield. Off to second goes Kaufman, and he's there.
I'd give it an E1 on that throw over. Tyler Jackson is a short first baseman. He had trouble there on a pickoff throw last night, but that one was well wide of the bag from Nevin Wilson, who's showing some jitters so far in his first start.
Wilson out of Vanderbilt University, a freshman, native of Scottsdale, Florida. 6', 280-pound southpaw, 10.12 ERA, and no record in 2 relief appearances. We're at 2 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, and .333 batting average against. The pitch. It's up and away, ball 1. It'll be a 1-1 count on Rob Ort. Second season for the Gulls. Last year, batted .283, 2 homers, 12 RBI, 5 doubles. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Good catch with the fastball up and away.
More of a protective swing there from Ort as he makes his way all the way around the other side of the batter's box. Diving out of the way while swinging. The ball buzzing in on the lefty.
That one took him 360 degrees. Ort, a .356 on-base percentage in Indiana this spring. 14 walks, a .297 average. Awaits the pitch. Swung on and fouled down the left field line. Another defensive check that time from Rob. Formerly known as Robbie, R-O-B-B-Y, though the NECBL roster always had him as R-O-B-B-I-E.
That's right, they did.
And now he just wants to be called Rob, so we'll acquiesce to his wishes. Rob Ort, his second season in a Gulls uniform. With Casey Coffin leading off second, the go-ahead run. We're here in the first. No one out yet. The pitch. Just inside with the breaking ball. Count 2-2.
I don't know if it's traditional for Newport. They always seem to have many left-handed hitters.
It's been year after year. I think that's what the team goes after. I think it's 7 or 8 in the lineup the other day. Pitch skips in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher. Kelly prevents any advance by the runner Kaufman.
It certainly helps with the lefty. The shorter fence in right field. It's going to take a lot to get it out of Guardians Field with that high fence all the way around, but right field a little shorter than left.
28 feet high is the fence around the entire perimeter of the outfield. It used to be about 10 feet shorter in left and right, but they raised the fences there in the 2006 season. The pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the mitt, held on by Kelly, and that's the inning's first out. First strikeout for Wilson, who committed the error, allowed Casey Coffin to go over to second base on checking him for the first time, checking him at first base. And he was right to check him. Coffin, 11 for 15 stolen bases for Arizona State University this spring. He has some speed.
From the University of Kansas, he's from Woodland Hills in California.
Ort retired. Now Alex DeLeon, the designated hitter, hitting .267, 4 homers, 22 RBI. The run takes off for third, and he is safe. Snap throw from the catcher. Kelly was on target, but Wilson, or rather Kaufman, in bang-bang play, just beat it out.
Picked a good pitch to run on, the off-speed pitch to the first righty that Wilson has seen. It was on the outside corner as well, so bought him even more time to get to third.
And if you're watching the video at home, there's sort of a good instant replay of it. Newport Gulls Broadcast Network, Rick's Hahn. We have 6 cameras, instant replay, graphics, and much more of the pitch. Swinging a foul to the screen. And for other fans joining us just now, we've been on the air since 6:05. Every home game in Newport all season. We're on the air 30 minutes before the first pitch with a pregame show. We interview players, coaches, host families, front office personnel, and much more to bring as much of a full coverage as we can. The pitch. A little bit low, he checked the swing and did not offer. 2 balls and a strike now the count on Alex DeLeon, who hit a 2-run blast in Mystic on Saturday. It's a late addition to the lineup when Coffin went down with an injury. The pitch swung on and missed. It's late on a fastball and the count 2-2.
I think that first strikeout of Ort really allowed Wilson to settle down. He seems to have found some better stuff here against De Leon. A very firm fastball, as manager Matt Allison would say. He's got good velocity.
De Leon hunches down the pitch, swinging a high drive to deep right field. Raymond going back, looking up at the wall. It is high off the wall. Here comes Coffin to score. He's in safely. The Newport Gulls lead 1-0 on a wall ball single by Alex DeLeon. Picks up his 3rd RBI of the season already.
And Kaufman doing the wise thing, planting himself on third base until he saw that ball hit the ground. As the right fielder out there, Tyler Raymond, is pretty tall and might have had a chance. Not sure where exactly that ball hit, but he scores the game's first run.
Now the fence is out there 28 feet high, but it's only about 290 down the right field line, maybe even a little less. Never really trusted the markings on the outfield fences here at Guardians. Here's Steve Anderson, the cleanup man from the left side as well. The pitch, a ground ball towards the right side, is through for a base hit. De Leon had to hold up to make sure he didn't make contact with the ball, but he's in at second, and the Gulls in business. 1 out, have runners at first and second, and lead 1-0 here in the first inning. For Jeff Milillo, one of 5 returners set to come back here in 2012 from the 2011 squad. Melillo, the catcher, hit .322, 4 homers, 30 RBI for Rutgers University. He's a finalist for the Johnny Bench Award, which goes to best catcher in D1 baseball, and a .433 on base percentage, 28 walks for the Scarlet Knights this spring, and has already been sensational back here in the second season with Newport. Some great defensive plays made, some great stops behind the plate, and some good offense too. The pitch was low and inside, ball 1. First game of the season officially, Melillo went 1 for 4 with a double. But on opening night at Cardines and the exhibition against the Wareham Gatemen of the Cape Cod Baseball League, he had a big 2-run homer over the fence and left. The ball he just crushed. The pitch is low and away. Count now 2-0.
I think that's great at the Cape. Being here at Cardines Field, geographically very close, but oftentimes the talent-wise, they say there's such a spread. So, Nick, you got to see it. What would you say about these teams?
It seemed pretty even. The Costa Gulls defeated the Gatemen in 2011 to start the season at their place. The pitch, swinging a high drive to right center field deep. Davis going back, and it's going to be high off the top of the wall. Rounding third is De Leon. He will be waved home. And into second goes Melillo. Newport Gulls played another run. They're in the first. And just like that, Gulls are up 2-0. Anderson to second. And that's going to bring out a mound visit for the pitching coach, Luke Demko.
Demko pitched in the NECBL for 2 seasons with the Sanford Mainers. This is his first year as pitching coach for the Muskrats. A coach at Fort Scott Community College out in Kansas. He worked very closely with Nevin Wilson leading up to the start of this game. I think Wilson had some jitters. We've seen that early start with a hit batter. And now getting knocked around, the Gulls really testing the limits of this ballpark.
Steve Anderson, who singled, now stands in at third base. Jeff Melillo with an RBI double at second. Melillo picks up his first run batted in of the season. Connor Canary to bat now, the returning Gull. Also bats from the left side. Pinwheels to bat as he waits the pitch from the lefty Wilson. 2 on in scoring position. The pitch is low and away, ball 1. 2-0 Gulls. Still here in the first. Canary, the 6th man to bat. Connor. Native of Milford, Connecticut. Plays his college ball at Wake Forest, where he hit .289 this spring. Takes ball 2 outside. Homers, 24 RBI, 13 doubles in the recently completed college season. 27 walks as well, so he can be patient at the plate. The 2-0 pitch is low and away, ball 3. A walk here would load the bases for Brett Winger, who had a 2-run homer, went 3 for 4 in his first official game on Saturday. He leads the team in average right now, of course, hitting .350 after that appearance. The pitch. It's on the outside corner for a called strike. Wilson trying to settle down here. He's given up a couple of hard-hit wall balls to De Leon and Melillo. A ground ball single for Anderson, and he hit a batter. Committed an error as well in the inning. The pitch. Low and away, ball 4, and they are loaded up. Canary stands in at first. His teammate from 2011, Jeff Melillo, stands at second. Steve Anderson at first. Or rather at third. And Newport has the bases jammed here for Brett Winger. Had a 2-run blast over the right field fence in Mystic on Saturday in the 9th inning. A little insurance for the Gulls in their 4-1 victory, a game which they did not score until the 8th. The pitch. In there for a strike with a breaking ball. Winger in that contest 3 for 4, 2 singles, and a pop-up. A long look in now for Wilson. From the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Swinging a drive in the right center field. This ball's going to drop quickly. It's going to hit off the wall. 1-run will score. Melillo being sent home. The throw to the plate. Not in time. Gulls take a 4-0 lead on an RBI wall ball double from Brett Winger. And they started to break it open already here in the first.
They certainly have. You know, Nick, I was wondering, even though it's a brand new roster, if this Gulls team would have any animosity after the Muskrats eliminated them last season. And they're certainly taking it out on the Muskrats early in this first inning. Nevin Wilson paying the price.
Ball hit off the Newport Gulls sign, right where the light tower is in play in right center field. Played out there by Davis, who got the carom and get the throw into second quickly, but the speedy Winger was in there safely, diving in head first. Now Yale Rosen from the left side with 2 runners in scoring position. And they're going to have a mound visit here. The catcher, Kelly, out for a word. We'll set the defense for you. Jackson at first base, Camacho at second, Polonius at shortstop, Collins at third, outfield left to right, Torres, Davis, and Raymond. Dylan Kelly catches Nevin Wilson. You can see there's any action out in the Newport Gulls bullpen, or rather the shared bullpen. It's the Gulls / Laconia bullpen. Talk about that in a moment. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 1. It's out in front of the breaking ball.
And Luke Demko was describing Cardines Field to this new group of players. They just couldn't picture a shared bullpen and a shared dugout.
Dugouts side by side, hockey style, we like to say. And they're very small. Only about 9 or 10 guys can actually sit in them, and the rest sit around them, protected by fences and L screens and whatever else they can find to put out in front of them. The pitch. Swinging a hot hit, fly ball to the first baseman. The runners retreat. A liner right to Jackson. Well, that ball had right field written all over it, but Jackson stuck the glove out there and brought it in. Robbed a hit from Yale Rosen, and both Winger and Canary had to scurry back to the bags at second and third.
Even when they're making outs, the Gulls hitting the ball on the nose. And a nice job by Jackson there. He had to range over to his left. And all these balls hard hit off of Nevin Wilson.
And now the 9th man to bat here in the first inning, Blake Butera, and there is no action in the Laconia bullpen. Butera, shortstop, made some great defensive plays already this season. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. The catcher, Kelly, has a look down the third base line at Canary, who was pretty far off the bag and about halfway to home, but he scurried back. And coach out there, third base coach Al Leva, in his second season with the Gulls. Butera stands in from the stretch. Wilson, the pitch. Swing a ground ball bouncer towards Leva on the third base side. Foul. He plays the carom. Of course, there isn't much foul territory in the third base side here. Probably the least amount of foul territory in the NECBL. Behind the plate and down the third base and first base lines, too. The third base coach's box is pretty much up against the wall. 0-1 the count on Butera, the pitch. Little bit high. That one was close. Stephen Williams might have missed a call there. The count now 1-1.
I assure you, no relation between myself and the home plate umpire. No controversy here.
Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here in the broadcast booth. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. The count 1-2. Butera hit .267, 3 homers, 29 RBI for the Eagles of Boston College at .368 OBP, 31 walks, 10 doubles, and a triple. Good, solid spring for Butera. Comes to the Newport Gulls for his first season here. The pitch is swung on, hit in the air down the right field line, but foul over the warehouse in right field and out of play. And we said a little while ago, if you haven't had a chance yet to check out our video coverage on Team Line, the NECBL Broadcast Network, it's worth it. We have 6 cameras, graphics on screen, professionally done, mind you, instant replay. And a great volunteer production crew of camera persons manning them, making sure they get all the action to you at home. The pitch. A little bit high and away. Count now 2-2. Runners at second and third. 4-0 Newport are here in the first. Butera, the number 9 man in the order. Batting here is Nevin Wilson, has been roughed up early on in this outing. Trying to settle down. The southpaw sets, kicks, fires, swinging a pop-up, back and out of play. And not only is there not much foul territory here, there isn't much space outside the ballpark. In fact, there is no outside the ballpark. As soon as you exit the grandstand, you're standing in the middle of a 4-lane road. America's Cup Avenue, the main drag here in Newport. goes up the third base line. West Marlborough Street, which heads up towards Newport City Hall, is behind us. This is an urban ballpark right in downtown Newport. Houses, buildings, structures nestled right up against the field. Much like Fenway, very odd outfield angles. The fence juts in and out. Even from back here in the press box, you can't really see it. You walk out there and the fence just curves, sometimes 20 feet in and 10 feet back out again. It's very unique here. The pitch. Check swing, ground ball off his foot. And Butera will be given a moment by the catcher, Kelly. We'll have a word with the umpire. Butera shake that one off. He seems to be okay.
We wouldn't have it any other way here at Cardines Field, one of the best venues for baseball in the New England area.
Grounds first used for baseball in the 1890s. Original backstop dates back to 1908. The majority of the stadium, which seats 3,000, we get about 1,500 or so here right now, was built in the 1930s by the Works Progress Administration. The park has remained relatively unchanged since, so they, of course, have made many renovations over the years. The pitch is taken high and away, ball 4, second walk of the inning, and the bases are loaded again, and we have batted around here in the first. Casey Kaufman, who was hit by a pitch, the first pitch of Wilson's outing, steps back up to the plate. Kaufman went to second on an error, and then scored on Alex De Leon's RBI single. There are 2 outs, bases are loaded for the second time in the inning. Newport already leads 4-0. Kaufman at the plate. And now his first official at bat. We'll see. Here is the pitch. Fastball in the inside corner, called strike. A fake down to third base forces Canary to head first dive back into the bag, but no throw from Kelly. Gulls uniforms are already dirtied here in the first. 10th man to bat at the plate. The pitch is swinging a broken back grounder towards the left side. Gets through for a base hit. 1-run roll score. Being waved around and coming home is Winger. He will score. Into second goes Butera, and Casey Kaufman gets his first hit of the season and his first at bat officially, and plates 2 more runs. The Gulls lead 6-0.
Boy, Nevin Wilson really struggling here in this first inning. A trial by fire. Welcome to the NECBL. Again, only made 2 appearances for Vanderbilt this spring, so largely untested, probably trying to shake the cobwebs. And the Gulls are happy to oblige.
Now Rob Ort, who struck out his last time, will hit from the left side. Ort is hitless on the season. Now 0 for 6. First pitch is fouled away. 0-1. Eleven men have come to the plate. 6 of them have scored. And runners now lead at first and second for Newport. A rough start here for Wilson, to say the least. The pitch. Foul tip to the backstop as Ort checked his swing. Did not offer, but put the bat just enough into the strike zone. Will count against him. He's now down 0-2.
And for the time being, the Muskrats stick with Wilson. Not a lot of lefty options. He's the only one for the Muskrats. There's so many lefty bats for Newport.
The 0-2 pitch. Up and away. Cardines Field, very unique, very historic. The Gulls have been very successful here. This is their 12th season. They have 4 league championships and 8 division championships. The 0-2. Ground ball bounced to the right side, but hooking foul towards the side-by-side dugouts on the first base side.
With this Muskrats group, the defending 2011 Eastern Division champs, able to sneak past the Newport Gulls. We'll see this season if that was a fluke or a sign of things to come.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swinging a little flare to center. In comes Davis, and out goes the shortstop. No one can get it. Another run coming around to score. The throw cut off. Newport leads 7-0, and Rob Ort has his first hit of 2012. It's an RBI single. Newport up 7-0. They've broken this one wide open here in the first.
They certainly have, fueled by this new rivalry with Laconia. And the Muskrats taking it on the nose here. Newport, looks like batting practice for them right now.
Alex De Leon had an RBI single his last time in this inning. Will be the 12th man to bat here in the first inning. Looks like Wilson is just being left out there to his own devices.
Well, I know the starter for tomorrow's game is a reliever used in yesterday's game, so early on in the season, waiting for some arrivals. Not too many options for the bullpen.
Especially with a 13-inning game last night. The pitch. In there for a strike, and he has the location. He's not keeping the hitters off balance. He hasn't really worked in too much breaking stuff. Mostly fastballs, occasional curve, but the Gulls have been seeing it very well. The 0-1. There's a breaking ball outside, and De Leon didn't offer.
Muskrats had to use 5 arms last night in the 13-inning game. Broke it up about 3 innings apiece, 3 1/3, 1 2/3, 3, 3 2.
Your scorebook only goes to 10 innings.
Yeah.
Must have been fun.
We got creative over here.
Swinging a line drive right to the shortstop. Collins makes a shoestring catch as he drops to a knee. For the out, that retires the side. And for the Muskrats, this inning is mercifully over. Newport scores 7 times here in the first. And after 1 from Cardines Field, they lead it over the Muskrats 7-0 as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Newport leads 7-0 as we go to the top of the second inning. The Muskrats bats will look to get them back in the game here as 5, 6, and 7 will face off against Tanner Kleberad, who's had some time to rest up on the bench a little bit. Let's see if he comes out still warmed up here. Dylan Kelly, the catcher, will lead things off here in the second for Laconia. From the left side, he waits the righty's pitch. It's a fastball, a little high and away for ball 1.
And Kelly's looking for his first hit in this young season for the Muskrats, sharing time with Ethan Bennett and Corey Stringer behind the plate.
Kleberad's 1-0 pitch is fouled away. The count now 1-1. Shadows creeping now past the third base side towards the pitcher's mound, splitting the infield. As those shadows encroach on the mound, shadows disappear in the center of the pitch. Swing off, drive down the right field line, hooking, foul. Bounces below the Gulls' 4 league championship banners hanging below the scoreboard in foul territory. In play, 2001, 2002, 2005, and 2009. They won the division championship, advanced to the finals 4 other times. A 1-1 delivery. Swinging a foul to the left. Most recently in 2009, but also in 2008, 7, 4.
Better call. Newport Gulls.
And in 2000, the Newport Gulls, then the Rhode Island Gulls, playing their games in Cranston, Rhode Island, were defeated by the Keene Swamp Bats in the league finals. So the league had not yet separated into divisions. It was a much smaller league then. It eventually grew to 13 teams. The NECBL dropped back down to 10 this season for the first time in over a decade. The pitch. Curve is swung on and missed. He struck him out. Nasty breaking ball that time from Tanner Kleberad, and Dylan Kelly becomes his first strikeout victim of the evening.
Well, Tanner Kleberad could look at a long outing here if he could continue to throw strikes and use his defense. He's been given plenty of a lead and really can't afford to get into some trouble for himself. So he'll have to stay sharp, but he's got some room to work with.
Here's Ethan Bennett, the designated hitter. At 188, 4 homers, 13 RBI. The University of Tennessee is a sophomore. He takes the first pitch called strike.
Bennett's average coming down to 455. It's hard to beat him right now. He started out the season 5 for 7.
Nothing in 2 now the count. Bennett. 6 doubles this spring. Looks out on Kleberad as Gully makes his way by in the press box. The pitch is outside. Really unique thing about Cardines Field. There is no press box. We're right in the stands, folks. If you have a chance to come down and see it, it's definitely unique. They've built tables on the bleachers behind home plate, about 4 rows back, and enjoying the game from a beautiful angle of the pitch. Breaking ball is outside. Of course, our big deficit here is where we sit. We can't see down the right field line. The warehouse, the infamous warehouse out there, blocks our view of the right field corner. It is a warehouse. It is in the field of play, actually in fair territory, essentially. The pitch is swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tanner Kleberad. Kleberad picks up his first 2 of the season, fanning Kelly and Bennett both on a breaking ball.
Yeah, nice changeup there from Kleberad, really fooling Bennett over the top swing. And quickly 2 away, Kleberad could roll right through.
Number 14.
Tyler Jackson to bat now, hit 227, 6 homers and 23 RBI. Reminder, you can always email us in the broadcast, media@newportgulls.com. That's media@newportgulls.com.
Tyler able to take one over the right field fence in batting practice. A thrill for him.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball away. Count evens up at 1-1. Pitch, tips away, ball 2. An email in the inbox from Britt in Atlanta, Georgia. Give shout outs to Casey.
Yeah, Britt is the younger brother of Dylan Kelly, Muskrat starting catcher for the night.
Pitch is low.
I appreciate that, Britt, but it's not often that the broadcaster gets the first shot. The visiting broadcaster gets the first shout out of the night. That's an abuse of the Newport Gulls email system, I think, but I appreciate it.
Casey Williams in the press box. Nick Lehman alongside on the ACBL Broadcast Network. 7-0 Gulls here in the top of the second. The 3-1 pitch. A little bit high and inside, ball 4. First walk issued by Tanner. Kleberad, a right-hander for the Cougars this spring, his freshman year. Went 4-3 in 13 starts. Did have a complete game. He gets set to face off against Joe Torres for the first time. Torres, number 8 man in the order. Hit 249, a homer, and 18 RBI for Iona. Pitch. In there for a strike, says home plate umpire Stephen Williams. And much like we have several cameras here, we have several microphones. A little effects microphone. Clearly picked up Stephen Williams, no relation to Casey. Home plate umpire strike call. The 0-1. Swing a ground ball to the backstop. So unfortunately, with Cardines Field set up the way it is, it's very loud here, so sometimes the audio is a little more difficult to hear at home. But we do what we can to try and balance out the levels.
I think you've got a pretty nice setup. It's always a treat as a broadcaster to come to Cardines.
Slider misses outside. Count now 1-2. You see a fastball, curveball, changeup, and slider for Tanner Kleberad, according to Newport Gulls manager Mike Coombs. Talked to him in the pregame show, as we do for every home game here at Cardines. The 1-2. Curve is hit on the ground, back to the mound. Fielded by Kleberad. Throws to first in time for the out, and retires aside. No walk harmless. And after 2 innings of work, Tanner has faced 2 over the minimum.
Now,
and after an inning and a half from Cardines Field, still Gulls 7 and Muskrats nothing here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We go to the last of the second, and a new pitcher on the mound for the Laconia Muskrats as Evan Wilson's 1 inning is over.
Yeah, he does not survive and hit into the second inning. The Muskrats will go to the bullpen in Elliot Warford. Warford, this is his second appearance of the season. 2 innings pitched against Sanford. Did not allow a hit or a run. He struck out 2 batters. ERA is sitting at 0. Warford is from Furman University, a native of Jacksonville, Florida. And give a shout out to his dad, Lewis, who's back in Laconia visiting for the summer and listening to all the games on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
So Elliot Warford, Jacksonville, Florida native, 6'2", 180-pound freshman. First pitch is fouled to the backstop. And that one right off of our effects microphone we were talking about a few minutes ago. Warford is the second pitcher of the afternoon, or the evening, I should say. We're after 7 o'clock here on the East Coast. The pitch, swing and a miss. Count quickly now, 0-2 to Steve Anderson, who singled his last time and scored one of 7 Gulls runs across the plate when they set 12 men to the plate in the first. Nevin Wilson was on the hook. The pitch. Swinging a high drive, right field deep, way back it goes. And you can't forget about this one. Steve Anderson with his first home run of the season, and the Newport Gulls lead it 8-0. That was a no-doubter, crushed over the right field fence. And Elliot Walford comes on to stop the bleeding for Laconia here in the second. There's up first home run of the season for Anderson to the first batter he faces.
So the Gulls are equal opportunity destroyers. It's not just Nevin Wilson. They're tagging Elliot Warford right away.
Number 10.
Here's Jeff Melillo. Picked up his second double of the season. Driving a run in his last at bat, came around to score. He hit a 2-run homer in exhibition play at Cardines Field to left on Friday night. Takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike on the inside corner. Melillo plays his college ball at Rutgers University. His older brother Mike Melillo played for Newport 2008 and 2009. Part of the 2009 Gulls championship team. It took Mike Melillo 2 years to win a championship. Maybe it'll take Jeff 2. As the Gulls were eliminated by the Laconia Muskrats. 2-game sweep in the first round of the playoffs last year, the NCBL quarterfinals. Melillo takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-2 the count. First time in team history the Gulls did not advance to the semifinal round. It happened in the previous 10 years. The 1-2. Nice breaking ball is a little bit low. Ball 2.
I know that Muskrats team last year was just ready to take on the Gulls. They felt they matched up against them well during the regular season. And I don't know, no one else would want to come to Cardines Field and play the top seed, especially on that 12-game win streak.
2-2 fastball misses just a bit outside. And the count is very full. Now it looks like Stephen Williams is giving more on the inside part of the plate than the outside to right-handed batters. A 3-2. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. Melillo goes down by way of the K. And Warford, after giving up the solo home run to Anderson, comes back to strike out Jeff Melillo. Not an easy man to fan. Connor Canary walked his last time.
Number 14.
Canary 1 for 3 on Saturday in Mystic in the Gulls' 4-1 win. Newport in 2011 hit 197 with a homer and 8 RBI. Hits from the left side, the pitch. So over the outside corner, a called strike. Canary hit 289 for Wake Forest. Takes the next one low, ball 1. Drove in 24. Did not hit a round tripper. Had 13 doubles as a sophomore. Joins Rob Ort and Melillo as returning Gulls offensively. The pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. And Canary tiptoes out in and out of the batter's box. Getting out of the way of that one. 2 balls and a strike to count. 1 out. 1 more run home here in the second. Gulls lead 8-0. Fastball misses away. The count now 3-1. Brett Winger waits on deck. Update of action around the NECBL. Only 2 other games ongoing tonight. Top of the third they go. At Danbury, Mountaineers lead the Westerners 4-0. A pitch. Up and away, ball forward. The patient Canary, who at Wake Forest this spring walked 27 times, already has 2 tonight for the Newport Gulls.
The third baseman.
And 3 on the season.
Number 29, Brett Winger.
Brett Winger came around to score after ripping an RBI wall ball double in the first. Winger already has a pretty impressive slugging percentage. 2 singles, a 2-run homer, and an RBI double on the season to his credit. The pitch in there for a strike. Went 3 for 4 in Mystic. Is now 4 for 5 on the young season. A lead at first for Canary. From the stretch, Wolford's pitch is low with a breaking ball. Connor, 11 for 15 in the stolen bases, also has some speed for the Demon Deacons collegiate season. From the set, the pitch. Foul to the right. Carroll's right back in front of the dugout. A lot of fences and nets and other obstacles protect the fans at Cardines, which are nestled right up against the ballpark to those tight confines here in this urban setting.
It would be a good place to climb if you had any free climbers.
Those nets go about 35 to 40 feet high. They also not only protect the fans, they protect the traffic, which is a 4-lane main road right behind us here. Literally 20 feet outside of the ballpark.
And not too far away is the bus terminal. You could get some out-of-town people as well.
Newport Gateway Visitor Center right across the street here. And reduced rate parking for all the fans here with the game tickets, only $2. That's hard to find in Newport. Pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Winger is frozen on the slider from Warford.
Well, you had mentioned it about Steve Williams' strike zone. A little bit more forgiving on that outside corner to righties if Warford exposes it there. A much-needed strikeout for 2 away.
Stands still filling up here at Cardines Field. Not quite the near sellout we saw. 2,700 fans on opening night. You'll see that throughout the month of June. Monday, Wednesday games. School still in session. Parents have work. And once we get into late June and early July, there'll be 2,800, 2,900 here every night as long as the weather is nice. First pitch strike to Yale Rosen, who lined to the first baseman this last time.
Well, you know, Nick, the less people hear, the more at home tuning in to us.
That's true.
Especially with the great television coverage here on Newport.
The 0-1 breaking ball is foul tipped around the plate, nothing in 2. Talking about the parking in Newport. My grandfather always used to say, there's 2 parking spots in Newport, and one of them's already taken. That was his reason for not coming here. Visiting the many other attractions beyond Cardines Field there in this city, the International Tennis Hall of Fame, which has the Campbell's Tennis Championships every summer. The Tall Ships will be making a return visit here this summer, as will the America's Cup. Big harbor here in Newport. Fort Adams, its famous music festivals. This is the 0-2 pitch, strike 3 called on the outside corner. So he gives up a solo home run to Anderson, walks Canary. Other than that, he strikes out Melillo, Winger, and Rosen, the last 2 looking. Warford impresses after initially giving up the home run here in the second. After 2 innings complete from Cardines Field, Newport Gulls 8, Laconia Muskrats nothing on the NECBL Broadcast Network. To the top of the third we go at Cardines Field. Gulls out to an 8-0 lead over the Laconia Muskrats. First game of the 8-game season series. These 2 teams to square off again at Laconia on Saturday. Tanner Kleberard comes out for another inning of work. Struck out 2, walked 1 in the second. Gave up a triple in the first, but has been unscathed regardless. Tyler Raymond leads things off here.
Raymond is still looking for his first hit of the young season. His 3rd game played today. He was used as a pinch hitter last night. Failed to drop a sacrifice bunt down, so he was working on that today in batting practice.
Takes the first pitch, or called strike, as the left-handed batter pinwheels the bat in the box. Stands back from the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing on ground ball, bouncer off the mound. Backhand stab by the second baseman. Whirls, fires the first in time. Connor Canary, a good defensive showing once again. He's retired 4-3.
Well, Newport's running out of places to hit the ball, and Laconia can't seem to find a hole. As you see the replay there, a great play by Canary ranging up the middle and a strong throw back to first.
They cycle around to the top of the order, and Nick Camastro bounces short his last time. Pitch. Curve is lowered away, ball 1. Long look in for Kleberard, who fires the pitch. Fastball is swung on and miss. 1-1 the count. Newport leads 8-0 here at Cardines. We're in the third. Stand still filling up here on Tiverton Little League night. And the group volunteers benefiting from the 50-50 raffle program. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away. Ben and Jerry's on hand as well, giving away 1,000 coupons for free ice cream. Wow.
Newport Gulls.
Tiverton Little League night.
I'll take one of those.
The pitch. Sinking fastball, low and away. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mastro hit, knocked in 28, 16 doubles and a triple for Manhattan College as a junior. He skies this one behind home plate and out of play. 24 walks, but was hit by a pitch 23 times. Gave him a pretty healthy on base percentage, 435. Pitch. Slider misses inside. Count's worked full. 1 out, bases empty. The Muskrats look to battle back against the Gulls, down 8-0. Flag blowing from right to left. Lazy blue breeze today, 5 to 10 miles per hour. The pitch. Swinging a high drive to right center field deep. Rosen going back in front of the wall. He's reaching up to make the catch. He'll come a long way to run that one down in the gap between right and center field. But right in front of the Newport Gulls sign. Right center field, the fence juts in. He was there and had it for out number 2.
The shortstop.
There's John Polonius, grounded as short as last time. Hit 306, 2 homers, 21 RBI for West Virginia. Tap on the plate, he looks out on Cleverat. Pitch. Skips in there for ball 1. We take 10 seconds for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
0-1 pitch is a little bit low, ball 1. Count now 1-1. On John Polonius, Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here on the NECBL Broadcast Network at Cardines Field. 8-0 Newport Gulls lead in the third. The pitch, ground ball chopper back to the backstop. Foul. Count 1-2. Two outs. Bases empty in the third. The pitch. This is outside with another breaking ball.
Trying to stay away from Polonius. I'm not sure if he's got a scouting report. Very possible. Polonius has made a name early in the season with RBIs.
He has a little bit of power as well, the pitch. Swinging a hard hit ground ball to the second baseman on 2 hops. Canary has it, throws to first, for the out, the retires to side. Side in order. We're through 2.5 from Cardines Field. Still Gulls 8, Muskrats nothing on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Fire engines sound from behind us. One of the other many features we'll discuss throughout the season. The main Newport downtown fire station right across the street from the field. Literally 30 feet from the ballpark's gates. So occasionally hear the big hook and ladder, the pumpers and ambulances screaming their way out of there on to save lives. But you'll hear the sirens wailing in the background from time to time throughout most home games.
And it's a beautiful fire station too, a stone brick facing, a very classical look to it.
Go to the last of the third, 9-1-2 due up for Newport. The pitch, swinging a pop-up as Blake Butera falls behind the count, 0-1. Foul back and out of play. Fire station around for a long time. There used to be a big foghorn that would sound every 3 hours, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It was very loud, the pitch. Is outside ball 1. I haven't heard it now in a couple of years, and that's a good thing because those later Gulls games that went past 9 o'clock, well, when the pitcher was about to go into his delivery and this loud foghorn would suddenly sound.
You get a balk.
Very scary.
pitch in there for a strike, and a count 1-2. It always scares us here in the broadcast booth, too, because we're even closer. We sit up here in the press box, and it's open air, and right behind us is a little bit of a window, so it almost blows into the press box. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner at the knees. Terra makes his way back to the dugout. That's 3 straight strikeouts for Elliot Warford, all looking.
And 4 in total. All 4 outs that he's recorded have been by way of the K. So he gave up that homer to start, but Warford has settled in with something a little more deceptive than Nevin Wilson was able to come up with.
Casey Coffin now for the 3rd time. Hit by a pitch, and a 2-run single. First pitch he sees low. And they've already announced the NECBL player and pitcher of the week. Connor Biggio, North Adams, freshman out of Notre Dame, offensive player of the week. Pitches on the outside corner, called strike to Coffin. Hit for the cycle. Steeplecats 6-0 opening night win at Sanford. Homered again a couple days later. Newport defeated Danbury 4-2. The Steeplecats are off to a very hot start. North Adams 4-0 to start the season. They're off today. 1-1 pitches in there for a strike. 1-2 down the count on Kaufman. As Warford looks to stop the bleeding, and he's been doing so successfully so far. The pitch. Ground ball bounce to the third base side. Third baseman can't get there. It's in the left field. Second base hit of the afternoon. I keep saying that. Of the evening for Casey Kaufman. Just out of Collins' reach.
Yeah, Danny Collins plays even with the bag at third. A little bit uncharacteristic. Might want him to back up. That one shot right past him. Couldn't react in time. And Gulls continue to hit.
Is Rob Hort. Hear his sort of odd choice for walk-up music.
There was a stretch there last year. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing Katy Perry, so why not at the ballpark?
Warford sort of has a hunched over stance on the mound as he gets into his delivery. Peers down at the ground. Arches his back and then kicks back and fires. Ort down the count, 0-1 as he fouled off a pitch. Next delivery. Swing a drive, right field deep. And this one is long gone on no doubter. Rob Ort, a 2-run homer. Gulls lead 10-0. Ort hits his first round tripper of the season. Picks up his first hit of the season. Rather, his second hit of the season. And the Gulls broken it wide open here in the third. Newport leads 10-0. And that's what happens a lot of times when you get the pitcher who strike out a lot of guys. That good swing and a miss stuff. Well, when you do make contact, you can launch that ball, and that's 2 home runs now given up by Elliott.
And he's done one of 2 things today: either strike him out or give up a homer. Also a walk and a single mixed in there, but that's been the great result for Newport.
First pitch, Alex DeLeon is in there for a strike. DeLeon 1 for 2, or now be a single and a line out. Had a good night at the plate in Mystic, 2 for 4. With a 2-run homer and a double. Takes another pitch for a strike as Warford looks to recover. So Coffin singled, and Ort, 2-run homer over everything in right. He had 1 home run last summer, and already here, his first game at Cardines Field in the regular season. Robbie Ort, last one to deep right, the pitch. Swinging a foul down the right field line and out of play. 10-0 Newport.
I can't think of a ball that wasn't hit soundly tonight so far by the Gulls. Everything on the nose and through the hole. They know this park well, even though it's their first regular season game here. They know all the tricks.
The 0-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. It's feast of famine for Elliot Warford.
Sure is. That's his 5th strikeout, and 4 of them have been looking.
Second of the inning.
The first baseman,
Steve Anderson,
number 30.
The first batter that Warford faced. He homered an 0-2 pitch to right in the second. He singled and scored in the first. Let's see, it looks like every goal, with the exception of E.O. Rosen, has now been on base at least once. The pitch is swung on a miss. Strike 1. Rosen 0 for 2. And Connor Canary has walked twice. Every other goal in the starting lineup has at least 1 hit. Pitch in there for a strike, 0-2.
Anderson's built like a major leaguer in there, 6'5", 240. You could certainly see him playing on the big diamond one day.
The 0-2. Struck him out, looking in the outside corner, and for the second inning in a row, Elliot Wofford, despite giving up a home run, strikes out the side. He's recorded 6 outs, all of them via the strikeout, and 5 of them hooking. Let's take it down to the field right now. Keep it here live. Pick up Newport Gulls General Manager Chuck Pavin.
Our recent Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Rick McGowan. Rick is a sports writer, or was a sports writer for the Newport Daily News for 36 years, folks. He's covered the Gulls since our inception here and put us on the map. Let's welcome back Rick McGowan, Hall of Famer. We have another special treat. Chris Stanton played his college baseball at Virginia Tech. In 2004, he had one of the best seasons in Gulls history and still holds the all-time records in hits in a season with 60 and runs scored with 40. He was a strong defensive player at third base, a very good hitter, but his best tool was his speed. Watching him run from first to third was a thing of beauty and grace. Chris finished his incredible season by winning the NECBL batting title with a .405 batting average. With 10 doubles, 3 triples, 1 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 21 stolen bases to lead the league. He was named the 2004 NECBL Most Valuable Player, 2004 NECBL Offensive Player, 2004 Batting Champion, First Team All-League, played the NECBL All-Star Game, and was drafted by the San Francisco Giants and played 2 years with the Giants. He's here with his wife Tosh on their anniversary. Let's welcome back our Hall of Famer, Chris Stanton.
And
it's great to have you back. Welcome home, Chris.
A huge round of applause here for 2 Newport Gulls Hall of Famers. Newport Daily News columnist Rick McGowan and 2004 Newport Gull Chris Stanton, as we keep it here live at Cardines Field and get ready to go here in the top of the 4th inning. And here to take you with the play-by-play story for innings 4, 5, and 6, the voice of the Laconia Muskrats, Casey Williams.
Thank you very much, Nick Lima. All Gulls so far in this one, 10-0. Newport leads it as Marcus Davis leads off for Laconia, takes a strike from Tanner Celebrod. It's great, the reception here by the Newport fans. There is so much history with this Gulls team, and they do a great job honoring it each and every season. A warm round of applause for a former All-Star and a sports writer here between innings as Davis takes another strike. He's down 0-2. Marcus in this game tripled the Muskrats' first and only hit so far in this game. He was left at third base and taking one just off the outside corner there from Chalbarat. Davis in close to the plate on the left side against the very tall right-handed pitcher. 2-1 pitch, a nice curveball. Davis fouls it straight down into the dirt. And the count will stay 1-2. Marcus Davis arriving just yesterday. Attends Walters State Community College with a number of former Muskrats. As he lifts this one, yanks it foul down the right field line, and the party deck up there at the restaurant with a souvenir.
Better call. Newport Glass.
Davis was a top 200 draft prospect as listed by Baseball America. Didn't hear his name called in the draft, so a late arrival for the Muskrats. We're certainly happy to have him as he lifts this one out towards center field. Looking up, it is off the wall and played by Rosen. Davis will chug into second base with a stand-up double. So tonight for him, a triple and now a double. He's been the only bright spot for the Muskrats as they trail by 10.
And that's one of the places where the ballpark outfield fence juts in. Many places that's an out. Here at Cardines Field, it's a double high off the wall, and actually he missed a home run by just about 4 or 5 feet.
Certainly did. Rosen had a beat on it the whole way. If it was a different park, probably tracks that down for an easy fly ball out, but alertly playing it off the wall. Kicked down a little farther than he expected, and Davis was cleared to second base. Jogging with a stand-up double. Danny Collins will try his best to bring the Muskrats' first run around. I know last night, a 13-inning game, we were focused on small ball. One run would do it, but for the Muskrats, they'll have to think much bigger here tonight, trailing 10-0 in the fourth. First pitch to Collins, a slider, vicious on the outside corner, called a strike. If any Muskrat can poke it out of Cardines Field here tonight, it's Danny Collins, who's had some practice at Laconia. We've installed a replica green monster in left field, 17 feet high, so not quite the 28 feet of this fence as a strike is across the outside corner. But Danny Collins has hit 2 balls over that Muskrat's monster.
Can you sit on top of this monster?
We eventually, yes. Not right now. It's still being installed, plywood boarding with tarp covering, but the plan is to have a party deck, much like what Cardines has here in right field. That one looked like it hit the inside shoulder of Collins, but he took a full cut, and that will be a strike. Collins flexing the arm there as Chalbarad ran up and in on him. Still an 0-2 count. Marcus Davis with a moderate lead off of second base, a leadoff double for him here in the fourth. Chalbarad a couple of checks. Now comes home with that slider in the dirt. Nice take from Collins. Collins from Troy University of Alabama. Previously played for Northwest Florida State with a former Muskrat, Anthony Iacomini. 1-2. Hard chopper out toward short. Davis will break to third. The play will go to first. A bouncer and is unable to be scooped up by Anderson. Davis will take the turn, headed for home. The throw will not be there. And the Muskrats are on the board as it seems a harmless grounder in the infield for Danny Collins. Results in a tough throw. You could move the runner over, but the Muskrats get him all the way home. And it's 1 run for Laconia. They've got a long way to go. 10-1, Newport leads it. That will be an E6 on Butera, the low throw. A hopper into foul ground. The Muskrats, though, will have a chance to earn that run as Dylan Kelly comes to the plate in search of his first hit of the season. Collins at first after the error. Pitch to Kelly, up a fastball for ball 1. The way the scoring works, you'd figure Marcus Davis to be at third right now, so a base hit, a sac fly type play will make the run earned for Laconia, providing Kelly can stay out of the double play. And Kelly having a chat there with Jeff Malillo, 2 returning catchers here in the NECBL East Division. Kleberad to the belt. The pitch on the outside corner, a called strike. 1-1 now to Dylan Kelly. Danny Collins leading off of first base, battling the sun, streaming just over the bleachers on the third base side. He's got one hand out as the sun is right over the shoulder of Kleberad. Kelly taps this one off, foul. Count will be 1-2. Casey Williams alongside Nick Lima on the NECBL Broadcast Network, locally on Public Access TV in Newport. A great job by the crew here in their production of this game and all games. 20 more home games to go here at Cardines Field. The Muskrats will be back for 3 more after this. And who knows when it comes playoff time. Another 1-2 swung on and missed. Kelly waved at the high and away fastball. The first out of the inning for the Gulls.
Second strikeout for Kelly, third of the evening for Tanner Kleberad.
The designated hitter.
One out now for Ethan Bennett, who's been the hottest Muskrat hitter out of the gate. Starting 5 for 7, he's now 5 for 11, hitting .455 coming into this game. Big overhand curveball from Kleberad in there for a strike. 10-1, Newport leading it, grabbing 7 in the first inning, and not done yet. This one gets away from Cleverad a bit, running up and in for a ball. Bennett batting on the right side. He's got the sky blue top, gray pants, and the matching socks pulled up knee length tonight. Muskrats with white and sky blue batting helmets. Hammered down the third base line, foul. Just past manager Matt Allison coaching third base. Marcus Davis led this off for the Muskrats with a double high off the center field fence. As Nick mentioned, missing a home run by just about 10 feet. He was brought in on the errant throw from the the shortstop Butera on a tapper by Danny Collins, who's at first. Fastball from Cleverad, low and away. Take it for a ball by Bennett, the catcher tonight DHing for the Muskrats. See him most likely get the start. When the Muskrats resume, they finally have 2 days off tomorrow. They'll be back in action on Thursday. A tapper up the middle, could be 2. Taken by himself, Butera on to first in time for out number 3. A strikeout and a double play. That run will go unearned, but the Muskrats will take it. It's 10-1. Newport leading. Will move to the bottom of the 4th on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Back here at Cardines Field, Casey Williams alongside Nick Lima in Eastern Division action in the NECBL tonight. Newport hosting Laconia, and the Gulls lead it 10-1 as we move to the bottom of the 4th. Another pitching change for the Muskrats, as we'll see Tim Swadek make his debut on the mound. He's a two-way player for Laconia. He's had a couple of games at the plate, but now climbing up the hill for the Muskrats, and they could use him at this point. The bullpen tired from a 13-inning game last night and only getting 1 inning out of the starter tonight in Nevin Wilson. Elliot Warford's day is done. He got knocked around as well. Though he struck out 6 batters, he gave up 2 home runs and 3 earned runs. So they'll give way to Tim Swadek, 6'4", 185-pound lefty out of Fordham University, where he was a sophomore this year. As a freshman, he was a Louisville Silver Slugger and an All-American talent, and also an Atlantic 10 All-Conference second-round pitcher. So he's good with the bat and with the ball. Making his debut on the hill for the Muskrats, he will face Jeff Malillo, the catcher, at the middle of the order for the Gulls. First pitch taken right to third base. Danny Collins did a nice job keeping it in front of him, and the throw is on to first in time. Quickly 1 away.
The Gulls up 10-0. You'll see a lot of first pitch swingings now. They'll be pretty aggressive offensively, and you'll see more outs like that because of it.
The second baseman,
Connor Canary will stand in now. And that is the second time tonight the Muskrats have retired the leadoff hitter in an inning. That one fouled off the plate by Canary. Last inning, Warford was able to get a strikeout before a single and a homer. Warford 2 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, 5 of them looking. He had a good command of the strike zone, but as Nevin Wilson, also giving up some balls that Newport could handle. As they lead at 10-1, Swadek missing high with a fastball there. Canary walked twice in this game. 4th inning, and he's already got 3 at-bats. 3 plate appearances, no at-bats yet because of the walks. That one low and outside. He continues to be patient with a 2-1 count. And we could see Tim Swadek go a long way in this game for Laconia. It's a luxury to have players that can both hit and pitch for just these situations. Eat up some innings when the team needs it, as he catches the outside corner with a fastball, evening the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. I know I saw Matthew Aldrich head down toward the bullpen. He started last night's game, but only threw 3 innings. I would expect him to stay in the dugout, but he's down in the bullpen, so perhaps something could be in the works if the Muskrats run into more problems, as Swadek fills the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's tried to stay away from Canary outside the hole at bat. And Canary has no problem with that, already walking twice tonight. The payoff pitch. Inside, jammed him. Out the other way to Polonius at short. He's up with it smoothly on in time at first base for out number 2. Tyler Jackson again, an undersized first baseman, just at 6 foot. And Polonius' throw, he had one last night that sailed over the head of Jackson. That one came dangerously close.
Number 29.
But 2 quick outs for Tim Swadek, and that is good to see. Someone come out of the bullpen getting outs for the Muskrats. It goes now to Brett Winger, a double and a strikeout. Takes a fastball down the middle. Swadek taking BP before the game came dangerously close to getting hit by a ball being thrown in. As the ball is taken out towards second base, Camastro has it. Swadek has to come and cover as Tyler Jackson went to get it. But Swadek is there for out number 3. He induces 3 ground balls and gets the Newport Gulls in order. First time that's happened tonight. A good sign for the Muskrats moving forward as they trail it 10-1. You're listening to NECBL action on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We'll move to the 5th inning at Cardines Field. Casey Williams alongside Nick Lima. Newport Gulls all over the Laconia Muskrats, 10-1. As Tyler Jackson will lead it off for Laconia, it'll be 8-9-1 for the Muskrats. This one inside, Jackson ducks back out of the way. Tanner Kleberad staked to a big lead in this one and has done a fine job. Surrendered the first run for Laconia last inning, and leadoff double from Marcus Davis. He's been the only thorn in Kleberad's side. Davis 2 extra base hits tonight for Laconia. Not due up in this inning as Jackson takes another one low, ball 2. In between innings there, got a live listen in to New Bedford and Mystic. Kyle Noonan and Mark Perlman Price on the call there. Limited action tonight in the NECBL. One of 3 games going on right now. As another one missing low, and it's 3-0 to Jackson. Jackson walked in his last at-bat. Kleberad will take a breath. We'll see if Jackson has the green light. The 3-0 is low for ball 4, and Jackson's aboard with his second walk of this game. Joe Torres will come up next. I misspoke. It is 7, 8, 9 hitters, the bottom of the order, due up for Laconia. As Torres, the 8 hitter, grounded back to the pitcher in his second inning at bat.
Joe Torres.
Torres from Iona College. College teammate of Chris Burke, James Beck, and Justin Wiley. Wiley, a well-known name here in Newport. Talk about thorns in the side of the Gulls. He was one last season as Torres takes the strike. Those of you with the video, a live look in there as Kleberad comes to the belt. The pitch. Torres tried to shrink his strike zone and it worked. The low ball evens the count at 1-1. Tyler Jackson with a very small lead at first base. This one taken down the right field line off the facing of the building there for strike 2. Kleberad, a shuffle move to first. Jackson was barely off the bag. He dives in safely. Just a 2-step lead for him as Kleberad comes to the plate. It's a ball, a snap throw down to first, and Malillo's throw not in time. Really seeming concerned with Tyler Jackson. Again, not much of a lead at all for the College of Charleston Cougar. 2-2 pitch to Torres. Again, low and outside, and the count runs full. Joe told me he's an aggressive type leadoff hitter, but doing a nice job seeing some pitches in this at-bat. Exactly what the Muskrats need, trying to come back from 9 runs down. Payoff pitch. Take it out toward left field, and put a long way for Joe Torres. Kaufman getting under it about 15 feet shy of the wall, and he'll get it back in. It's out number 1 as Jackson stays put at first base. So we'll go to the 9 hitter, Tyler Raymond.
The right fielder.
Tried to put a ball up the middle in his last at bat, but great range from Connor Canary took away what could have been a base hit. Canary going up the middle, throwing across his body to get Raymond in the 3rd inning. Taking a slider low from Kleberad. Nick Camastro, the 1 hitter, waits on deck for Laconia. With 1 away, double play in order for the Gulls. Raymond checks his swing, off-speed pitch inside for a strike. The 2 first basemen out on the diamond right now for the Muskrats, Tyler and Tyler, Raymond and Jackson. The pitch is taken back up the middle, could be 2. Unassisted at second, on to first in time. And Butera, back-to-back innings with a 6-3 unassisted double play, squandering the Muskrats' chances again. It remains a 10-1 ball game. Gulls all over the Muskrats on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Tim Swadek back out there for his 2nd inning of relief for the Muskrats. Got the Gulls 1-2-3 in the 4th inning. First time that has happened tonight, as the Gulls scored 7 in the 1st inning, an extra run in the 2nd inning, and 2 more in the 3rd for a 10-1 lead. The 3rd pitcher of the game is Tim Swadek for Laconia, and he starts things off to Yale Rosen, a ball outside. Rosen, the 8 hitter, it'll go 8-9-1 for the Gulls. And today, Rosen 0 for 2, struck out looking in his last at-bat, part of Elliott Warford's 6 strikeouts. 5 of them were looking, though. He gave up a couple homers. Didn't help his cause. As Laconia needs some solid innings pitched here out of Tim Swadek. As we mentioned, a player that can both play the field for Laconia and throw some innings. This one taken toward the gap in left center field. Racing back is Torres. That one's off the base of the wall. Taking a turn and heading to second is Rosen. He's in there with a stand-up double. The throw goes to third. Nice start to the inning for the Newport Gulls.
Yale Rosen gets his first hit of the season and becomes the 8th man in the starting 9 for the Newport Gulls to have a base hit or more in tonight's ballgame.
Well, the getting's good. Might as well get it against the Muskrats, who came into this game. Pitching was one of their strong points and is expected to be this season. In fact, coming into tonight's game, the last 2 games, the Muskrats had 37 strikeouts in 66 putouts. So over 50% of their outs have been strikeouts in the 2 previous games. Tonight, though, the pitching staff suffering at the hands of the Newport Gulls. It'll be Blake Butera standing in. Back-to-back innings of double plays turned up the middle by him. See what he can do with the bat here. A runner at second. Swinging at the low pitch there right on through. Strike 1 for Swadek. Butera tonight walked and struck out looking. Has 1 hit on the young season thus far. And he'll look for a second here as he goes to right field. Raymond able to range over and make the play. The runner tags up. Throw going into third and is not in time, but it sure was close. A good slide from Yale Rosen going from second to third on a small out to right field. 1 away, but a runner 90 feet away for the Gulls. Productive out for Butera.
Here Rosen took a big chance there, but slid in safely. It was a bang-bang play. And veteran umpire Scott Davis said he was safe. It was very close at third looking at the replay.
So now back to the top of the order, Casey Kaufman, and a chance for the Gulls to add 1 more with Yale Rosen standing at third base. Kaufman tonight has scored twice already, 2 singles. He's been on base 3 times. The first time reaching on a hit by pitch. Takes one low there from Swadek. Lights beginning to take effect at Cardines Field as we are past the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Casey Williams alongside Nick Lima with NECBL action. Right back up the middle, Swadek swatted at it, but it gets through into center field. A sound RBI single for Kaufman. Brings home Rosen. It's 11-1 Gulls.
The right fielder,
They keep on tacking runs up.
number 19.
Muskrat's able to get one back
Ort.
in the 4th inning, but Newport responding here in the bottom of the 5th. They lead it 11-1. And it's Rob Ort at the dish, homered. A 2-run homer in his last at-bat. Part of the demise of Elliott Warford. He takes a ball there from Swadek. My mistake, called a strike on the outside corner. Kaufman at first not being held on by Jackson as this one's fouled back and out of play.
Quick check around the NECBL. Now 8-1 New Bedford over Mystic. They go to the bottom of the 6th. In Danbury, Vermont still clinging to a 6-4 lead in the last of the 4th. The Westerners still batting.
0-2 pitch comes inside and ties up Ort. I thought that first pitch was called a ball, and now it is, as the count was 1-1. Had it wrong on the scoreboard, which is hard to read anyway, so I should really just stick to my own instincts, as the count is now 1-2. See if Swadek can get the result here. He'll step off and take a look at the runner at first base. Now the 1-2 on the outside corner, punched out looking is Robbie Ort. That's the first strikeout for Tim Swadek tonight. 2 outs here in this bottom of the 5th. A run in for Newport, and the lineup will come to Alex De Leon.
Number 26, Alex De Leon.
Leon, a single in the first inning, and has gone 0 for 2 since then. A 1 for 3 night with a run scored. Struck out looking in his last at-bat against Warford. Takes a strike from Swadek. Get a look there at Tim Swadek on the mound for the Muskrats. 6'4". As this one's taken to center field by De Leon, it'll get over the head of Marcus Davis, down into the fence. Rounding third and headed for home is Casey Kaufman. The throw will go to third, and it's an RBI double for Alex De Leon. One more for Newport, 12-1.
Well, the extra base hits keep coming for the Newport Gulls. De Leon picks up his 3rd extra base hit and 4th overall on the season. Now 2 for 4 in this one. He drives in his 4th RBI.
The first baseman, number 30.
So it keeps on going with 2 outs for Steve Anderson. He too has a home run. That led off the 2nd inning. Last at bat struck out looking, but tonight is 2 for 3. 2 runs scored already. And this will be a big stat patter for the Newport Gulls. Swinging at the first one, fouling it off down America's Cup Avenue. De Leon stands at second. Casey Kaufman scored all the way from first on that double. Great base running by him. The Muskrats just trying to escape this bottom of the 5th. Fastball low from Swadek. Obviously, you're always prepared to play in any way you can help your team. I'm not sure Swadek, though, knew he'd be throwing today. I know manager Matt Allison keeps a book of pitchers available and pitchers in mind to use. As this one's taken to first base, it could end the inning. Jackson trips up, but makes the toss to Swadek and gets out number 3. So Swadek recovers, though. Newport able to get a couple of more runs. 12-1, they lead it. And we will move on to the 6th inning now. It's a big one for the Newport Gulls fans. If you're in town or enjoying this one, they're on top big, 12-1 against the Muskrats. 12-1, Gulls lead it. That's the story from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. The anticipated first matchup between the Gulls and the Muskrats. In 2011, the Muskrats defeating the Gulls. First time they were knocked out of the first round of the postseason. Laconia went on to be the Eastern Division champs. I, for one, thought that might carry over into some kind of rivalry, but the Gulls are having none of that idea tonight, jumping all over the Muskrats, 12-1. Laconia will be up here in the 6th inning with the top of their order due Nick Camastro, John Polonius, and Marcus Davis. Davis, the lone Muskrat with success tonight. He is 2 for 2 with 2 extra base hits. So we'll see how he fares when he bats third in this inning. Tanner Kleberad starts things off with a strike, the beneficiary of this giant lead for the Gulls. Camastro's 0 for 2. A strike taken there. Camastro on the season has yet to strike out yet, even though the Muskrats the other night, everyone except Camastro striking out. He's done a nice job making his putouts count on the field. And yet to go down to any pitcher in this league as he takes 2 quick strikes from Kleberad. It's 1 and 2. Just gets a piece of that one, fouls it off, and stays alive. Camastro, Polonius, the table setters for the Muskrats. A couple of these early season games. An aggressive top of the lineup, no doubt about that. Another 1-2 taken out towards short. Butera up with it, a long throw. Camastro runs well and he is safe. An infield single as Butera had to go to his right a ways to make that play. He can't believe it, but Camastro got down there for a leadoff single.
The shortstop, number 6, John Polonius.
So that'll bring up John Polonius for Laconia. Came into the game hitting .455, leading the Eastern Division with 6 RBI. He's 0 for 2 so far against Kleberad. This is the 3rd straight inning, believe it or not, that the Muskrats have had their leadoff man aboard. Only taking advantage of that in the 4th with Davis's double as the strike is across to Polonius. Kleberad with the luxury tonight, not having to do too much, just use his defense, throw strikes with the 12-1 lead. Slider missing low and away to Polonius, 1-1 the count. Laconia with action in their bullpen as Tyler Raymond begins to throw. The first baseman or outfielder tonight, not listed as a pitcher on the roster as that one's taken a pickoff attempt and back safely as Camastro, but you get to the point where you're running out of arms for Laconia. So they may be willing to give Raymond a try here tonight.
80 pitches now for Tanner, 52 of them for strikes.
That one missing high to Polonius, 2-2 the count. Camastro's at first base. Again, a conservative lead, as has been the case all night for the Muskrats. 2-2. Put down the right field line, going back, looking up. That ball is gone. John Polonius, his 2nd homer of the season. A 2-run shot for the Muskrats as he goes the other way again over that high 28-foot fence in right field. Always have to make sure it clears the fence, and the Muskrats grab 2 more. It's 12-3. A nice solid start to the season for Polonius. A fine young player out of Willemstad, Curacao, and the everyday shortstop for West Virginia University. As he knocks the 2-run homer, a good sign for the Muskrats, and now Marcus Davis bats. 2 for 2 tonight. That one missing low. Davis ready with this one. Takes it all the way, a strike. Polonius now just needing 1 more homer to tie for the career lead in Muskrats homers. He's got 4, and the high mark is 5 for anyone on this Muskrats team, as Davis takes this one to right field on a line, gets down for a single. So make it 3 for 3 for Marcus Davis. If you throw out his debut last night where he went 0 for 4, he is now a hot hitter for the Muskrats in just his second day in the lineup. So John Polonius, as we had mentioned, played a little bit for the Muskrats in 2010. He was able to knock 2 homers out in about a week's span. And he's done the same here to start this season. So 4 career home runs for John, and we're happy to have him in Laconia. Mound meeting now for the Gulls, the first of any kind for them tonight.
Newport Gulls pitching coach in his second season with the team, Kevin Long, out there for a word with Tanner. Third baseman comes in as well. Wingers out there on the mound. Of course, Long joins Al Laver, both returning from last season, and Mike Coombs, Newport Gulls manager now for 8 seasons here in the city by the sea. Both Long and Leva, NECBL veterans of other franchises in prior years.
Just to check there with Kleberad. Again, a big lead for him. 9 runs at this point, but he's given up back-to-back hits. They wanted to make sure he's all right. Perhaps a little defensive set there too, as a couple of members of the infield came in, as Danny Collins comes in for the Muskrats, takes the ball from Kleberad. Collins last at bat reaching on the error by the shortstop Butera. This pitch running inside on him. He takes it for ball 2. Twilight sky here in Newport, Rhode Island, as we play in the top of the 6th. 2-0 pitch. Called a strike on the inside corner. Collins not in love with that call. Marcus Davis leads off at first after his single to right. Pitch to Collins, ties him up. He pulls it down the line, foul. Quick word there with the home plate umpire, Stephen Williams. No doubt asking if that would have been a strike had he held up. And the count now 2-2 as Kleberad works quickly with a runner on and no one out. Change up, take it up the middle, and it'll be through for a single. Kleberad went all fastballs inside to Collins. He tried the change up to fool him, but Collins was on it all the way. And that is 4 straight hits for the Muskrats in this 6th inning. Something brewing perhaps for Laconia, so that'll do it for Tanner Kleberad, the second mound meeting of the inning, as manager Coombs comes out, and they'll go to the bullpen. We'll take the break here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Gulls leading it 12-3, a couple Muskrats on and 2 runs in the inning for Laconia. Back here at Cardines Field, a pitching change for the Newport Gulls. Looks like they'll bring on Brett Graves, the right-handed pitcher from Missouri, as Tanner Kleberad leaves this one with the lead in tow. It's 12-3 Gulls, but the Muskrats tacking together 4 straight hits in the 6th inning. A leadoff single, a homer for John Polonius, a single for Marcus Davis, and then another for Danny Collins. That is the undoing for Tanner Kleberad, who goes 5+ innings, allowing 6 hits. He's responsible for the runners aboard, already allowing 3 runs, only walked 2, and he gave up the 1 home run.
Graves, 6 foot, 173-pounder right-hander out of Missouri. Just finished up his freshman season, native of St. Charles, Missouri. In the 2012 spring season, Graves went 4-5, a 5.91 ERA in 10 starts, 17 appearances overall. Struck out 28, walked 30, opponents hitting .306 against him in collegiate play.
Dylan Kelly will step in for Laconia, and it's funny the way the world works sometimes. A story about that in a second as Kelly takes the first pitch from Graves in for a ball. Dylan came to this park knowing there was 1 Missouri player on the Gulls roster. Dylan will be transferring from Middle Georgia College to Missouri in the fall, and he made sure I told him exactly who the player was from Missouri. told him it was number 9, Brett Graves, and here they are facing each other. Dylan will be Brett's catcher come the fall at Missouri. So Dylan, the first batter that Brett faces in this game, future teammates. Told him to keep an eye on number 9, and he's got a very close eye here as he takes a couple balls. It's a 2-1 count. Graves a look back to second where Marcus Davis stands, comes home, swing and a miss by Kelly. And it's a 2-2 count. Again, Dylan looking for his first hit of the season against his future Missouri teammate. The stakes are high here on a personal level. 2-2 pitch. Inside, jammed him, he fouled it off, it stays alive. Marcus Davis at second, Danny Collins at first base for Laconia. They trail by 9. A couple runs in for them already in this inning on the John Polonius 2-run homer. We're in the top of the 6th. Graves to the plate, off speed, got Dylan Kelly his 3rd strikeout of this game. The struggles continue for Kelly, and he's out number 1. Graves stands at 6'1", 173 pounds.
Number 18.
Native of St. Charles, Missouri.
Bennett.
And the future teammate relationship off to a rocky start, I'm sure, between he and Dylan Kelly. Ethan Bennett will step in now, the DH tonight. Takes a strike on the outside corner. I gotta say, it looks like Graves is a jump up in velocity compared to Cleverad, as he had Dylan Kelly late on all those pitches, and looked like he got one by Bennett there, though he took it. 0-1, lifted to short and caught in the air by Butera. He'll go to first looking for 2, and it did not happen as it pulled the first baseman Anderson off the bag. A heads-up play there by Butera on the liner, trying to get 2 on the runner not tagging up at first, but Anderson was not ready, and Collins able to get back safely. 2 away now for the Muskrats.
Yeah, his defensive play has been sensational so far the first few games of this season. Against Cape Cod baseball leagues. William Gateman at Cardines Field Friday night. He was part of 3 key double plays in that game. Newport's eventual loss.
The batter's now Tyler Jackson. And if Butera had been able to convert that, that would have been the 3rd straight inning that ended in a double play started by him. He's had 6-3 double plays the last 2 innings and almost added a 3rd in a row there. As Jackson takes a ball, 1-1 count. Jackson on the left side has walked twice tonight, would love a chance to shake the stick. Pitch from Graves. High heat and swung on and missed by Jackson. First appearance of the season for Brett Graves, freshman from Missouri, and he's looked sharp out of the pen so far. It could be trouble for Laconia trying to come back. Jackson cuts through that one again, and he is down on strikes. So Brett Graves comes in and gets the Muskrats 1-2-3, but they're able to put up 2 runs in the inning, a 2-run homer by John Polonius.
And now happy to be joined here in the broadcast booth by former Newport Gull, played for the team the 2004 season, and was earlier this year selected to the Gulls Hall of Fame, Chris Stanton. Chris, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Chris, what brings you to Cardines Field here on the Gulls' first regular season home game of the season?
We're on a little bit of a vacation, and the timing worked out well that we got to come up here and see the game tonight. We're going to stick around and see the game Wednesday and head out to Cape Cod for a few days.
I look forward to seeing you again here at Cardines Field Wednesday. Hopefully the rain showers hold off. I know they're predicting rain that day.
Yeah, well, let's play that one as it comes, I guess.
Well, Chris, we last caught up with you at the Hall of Fame. Haven't talked to you since, of course. And how did it feel to be inducted into that prestigious Hall of Fame for the Gulls in the 2nd class?
It's great. You know, I love it up here. And when Chuck called me and told me that I had been selected for that, of course, it was very humbling. And, glad that I got the chance to come back up here and hang out with all those guys again.
When was the last time you got to catch a game here at Cardines?
Well, we lost Game 3 of the championship series. That was my last game up here.
It's been that long? Wow.
I haven't been back up here in the summertime, and what was that, 8 years ago now?
Well, you may remember this clip from Game 3 of that championship series when you came on in the 9th Had a base hit.
They need base runners. The pitch. Swing and a line drive. Base hit to left field. Stanton in at first at the leadoff single. That'll bring the tying run to the plate.
And sometime.
Of course, the Newport Gulls did fall to the Mainers in that championship series. There was a heartbreaker, low the bases in the bottom of the ninth, and that rally started by your single. And of course, you had the Newport Gulls all-time record for a while in batting average, but also in the hits in the season.
Yeah, well, I have my fair share of little broken bat singles over shortstop and second base. That's kind of what I liked about hitting with the wood bat. But it was definitely a heartbreaker to lose that series like we did. Bases loaded, nobody out. I think we were down by 1 run, and we couldn't push anybody across.
Chris Stan, thank you very much for joining us here in the booth, and look forward to see you again, hopefully here on Wednesday.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it back over to Casey.
Thank you very much, Nick. Chris Stan, a Hall of Famer for the Gulls. A great interview there. Awesome job with the clip. Fun to tie that in. Back here at the bottom of the 6th inning, the Gulls lead it 12-3, and Tim Swadek started the inning with a hit batter. He hit Jeff Malillo up in the chest area. I think it just got his jersey. Might have brushed him a bit. He's all right as he heads down to first base, but Swadek reacted like it was an accident. Manager Matt Allison not enjoying seeing that, so he's going to go to the bullpen right away. And Nick Kevlin will come on for the Muskrats. Big spot here for Kevlin. Just finished his freshman season at Dominican College, a D2 school. Kevlin, a right-hand pitcher from Conway, New Hampshire. 6'2", 260 pounds, a big frame on Nick. Originally given a 10-day contract by the Muskrats to fill a spot until a couple more middle infielders arrived from Vanderbilt. But Nick getting a chance here in a game where the Muskrats desperately need outs as they trail at 12-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Nevin Wilson started this game. He threw just an inning, allowing 6 hits, 7 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, got 1 strikeout. And then Elliot Warford came on in relief of him in the 2nd inning. He threw 2 innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 of them homers. He got 6 strikeouts, 5 of them looking, but the damage was done as he allowed a couple of homers. Tim Swadek, since that point, throwing now 3+ innings. And the hit batter ends the day for Swadek, so they'll bring on Nick Kevlin. And our first look at Kevlin in the Muskrats uniform. Just past 8:30 now as we play in the bottom of the 6th inning, 12-3, Gulls leading it.
Your attention, please,
Connor Canary will be the first batter to face Nick Kevlin.
Laconia, number 28, Nicholas Kevlin. He's from Dominican College, resides in Conway, New
Jeff
Hampshire.
Malillo stands at first after being hit by the pitch. The first pitch from Kevlin missing for a ball.
The Gulls batter, second baseman 14, Connor Canary.
Canary tonight has walked twice and grounded out, 0 for 1. That one skips in the dirt, blocked nicely by Kelly and holding no advance from Jeff Malillo. Dominican College in the D2 level, a regular foe of Franklin Pierce University, my alma mater, and a D2 school in New Hampshire. As this one gets away, a wild pitch will allow Malillo to advance. And he'll stand now at second base with nobody out. Muskrats intern Mike Munoz of last summer was once a player for Dominican College. Quick meeting at the mound there with Dylan Kelly. Nobody out. The pitch, a strike as Malillo leads off of second base. Connor Canary waiting to see that strike, and I'm sure now he'll begin his at-bat. Kevlin steps off the back of the mound to check Malillo at second base. Three and 1 the count to Canary. That one low for ball 4, and he's aboard. 2 runners on now for the Gulls in this bottom of the 6th. Gotta bring up Brett Winger. Is 1 for 3 tonight, a double, strikeout, and a ground out. That double came in the first inning. It was a 2 RBI shot to right center field when the Gulls really teed off on Nevin Wilson. He bats here with 2 on and nobody out. Swing and a miss, the fastball from Kevlin. First time he gets a swinging strike here tonight. Kevlin to the plate again, fouled off, another fastball. A little bit of giddy up on it as Winger was late.
Updates around the NECBL. The Bedford Solely Mystic 8-1. They go to the bottom of the 8th. And at Danbury, the Westerners have come back to take the lead 8-6. They lead the Vermont Mountaineers in the top of the 6th. Here in Newport, goes to Laconia 12-3.
Kevlin again to the plate, swung on and missed. A nice breaking pitch from Nick Kevlin, 1-2-3. He gets Brett Winger down on strikes for out number 1. Set him up nicely there, a couple of fastballs, some sharp velocity, and then the 12-6 curveball, retiring the 7-hitter. We'll move now to Yale Rosen. Yale doubled in his last at-bat, came around to score in that 5th inning. The tall lefty awaits the offering from Kevlin and takes it toward first base. Jackson able to get over. He'll take it himself at the bag, and there are 2 away as both runners advance up 90 feet. So runners at second and third for the Gulls with 2 out. And 1 pitch, 1 out there. That's what Kevlin and the Muskrats needed. A lot of stress right now being put on this pitching staff. Already shorthanded to begin. The Muskrats losing 3 pitchers to start the season. The batter will now be Blake Butera, who's played some fine defense at shortstop tonight for the Gulls. He bats again with 2 out and 2 in scoring position. Kevlin fires a strike. He seems to have found his comfort zone. Muskrats without Tanner Merritt, Joseph Gunkel, and Milan Mantle, 3 pitchers scheduled to be with the club this summer, did not report to begin the season, so the staff already shorthanded, played 13 innings last night and now having to cover some mistakes tonight as Kevlin misses there. Tanner Merritt from ECU suffered a shoulder injury, so he foregoes this summer season. Joseph Gunkel was the NCAA Division II champion of Westchester, and he threw a lot of innings, so he'll take the summer off. Milan Mantle from British Columbia unable to get down here for the Muskrats. As Kevlin gets another strike, it's 1-2. So Nick Kevlin trying to be the answer for a short bullpen tonight for Laconia. Steps off the back of the rubber to get a new sign. Get a shot of him there in the stretch. The video feed here at Newport. Looks at the runner at third and comes home. Curveball fouled back and out of play. Cooling off here in Newport tonight. It was a cool day, temperatures in the 60s. And nighttime taking full effect at Cardines Field. A couple of the Muskrats wearing long sleeves for the first time this season. Another pitch from Kevlin, fouled dangerously toward the dugout. The fencing protecting everybody there. He's got 2 strikes on the hitter, Butera, the 9-hitter. 2 away if he could get out of the inning here and prevent the lineup from turning over again. The pitch in the dirt, skips away from Dylan Kelly. No advance, very short backstop here at Cardines Field. Had the run scored, I think that may have been a pass ball. It was a ball that Kelly could have blocked. Not overly wild from Nick Kevlin, but no harm done, so it's 2-2 now to Butera. And again, Kevlin is set. The pitch. Another foul ball on the curveball. That one getting about as close as it could get to a souvenir off the screen here at Cardines Field. A couple of fans trying to stick their hands in where the fences overlap. Good at bat here for Blake Butera, trying to get the most out of this bottom of the 6th. The Gulls not wanting to waste a couple base runners. This one runs inside on Butera, and the count will run full. Kevlin with a long look in for the sign. This is an important pitch here. First base is open, but he's come so far against Butera. The payoff pitch with 2 away. Chopper off the top of the plate. Kevlin trying to get there and kicks it. It'll be an infield single for Butera. The run comes in for the Gulls, and it's 13-3. Kevlin listed at, as I said, 6'4", 260. Not able to make the play there as that one dribbled up the third base line. A tough one for him to cover the ground. Dylan Kelly will go out to the mound and talk to him as he was just 1 strike away from getting out of that inning, but it continues for the Gulls. So it'll be back to the top of the order at Casey Kaufman. Kaufman has scored 3 times tonight. He's got 3 singles. He's reached base every single time. The first time he was hit by a pitch. And Matt Allison will come to the mound. They were giving the stall game there, trying to get some time for the bullpen to warm up. That'll be it for Nick Kevlin. Muskrats pitching change coming in. This will be the 5th pitcher for the Muskrats in the game. It'll be 32, Regan Flaherty. This is an emergency situation for sure. Flaherty, an outfielder, first baseman for the Muskrats. He pitched in 1 game last year in a very similar situation, an emergency situation. Flaherty actually got a couple strikeouts in that game. So the first position player to take the mound for the Muskrats tonight on a bullpen that is taxed. And Regan Flaherty comes in to try and help out his team any way he can. I've got no pitching stats for Regan Flaherty because, well, that's not what he does, folks. He's a hitter. We can give you plenty of offensive statistics for him. But right now it's garbage time for the Muskrat staff. Tip of the cap there to Kevlin. He got a couple of big outs, but was unable to retire the side and keep it from going back to the top of the order. Nick, do you have any movies I could borrow? This is going to be a pretty brutal ride home.
What is it, about 2.5 hour drive?
About
3?
3.
Oh.
I think it'll be a pretty quiet bus.
I've got the Gulls 2011 season highlights video. I don't think you want to watch that right home.
I want to watch the last game of that, where the Muskrats beat the Gulls, but that seems like ages ago. The performance being put on display tonight by the Gulls. 13-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. A run is in for them, and they're not done. 2 away, and the base is loaded. Or, sorry, runners on the corners.
I've got Patton, 1970 Academy Award winner for Best Picture, about the life of General Patton, famous World War II general, American hero, very controversial figure. Well, I don't have it here, so I can't get it to you anyway. It's a good war movie, though. One of my personal favorites. Maybe Jaws.
Jaws?
I've never seen Jaws on the bus. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be good.
Players always want to see the new movies, you know, their newfangled CGI and whatnot.
Casey Kaufman steps in again. We just said he scored 3 times tonight, 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Flaherty missing high there.
The Gulls batter is number 28, Casey Kaufman.
We remind you, Regan Flaherty not a regular pitcher. This is his 2nd NECBL pitching appearance, both of them in emergency situations. Skips one into the dirt there. Dylan Kelly's got the hardest job right now of anybody trying to catch this position player on the mound. The 2 returners from 2011 for the Muskrats becoming a battery here in this bottom of the 6th. Flaherty to the dish. High again, 3-0. And Casey Kaufman, rightfully so, irritated with that. Just wants something to hit, and Flaherty not yet able to give him that. Flaherty leans in, got away with a balk there as he twitched the back leg. Now comes set to the plate. It's ball 4, and the bases will load. Well, I had written about this game as a big step forward for the Muskrats, who held their own against a Western opponent last night in Holyoke, falling in the 13th inning 6-5. And tonight, I thought they might establish their dominance again against Newport, but the Gulls, having none of that, have really embarrassed the Muskrats here as they've turned to position players. The batter's now Rob Ort, a homer in this game, a couple of strikeouts. He's 2 for 4. Bases loaded, 2 away. The 6th straight pitch out of the zone from Regan Flaherty, regular outfielder for the Muskrats. This one in the dirt. Ball 3, 7 in a row out of the zone. Regan looks to have a smile on his face, though, as he hears it from his dugout.
Well, as lopsided as this game has been, the back and forth contest in Danbury continues. Vermont Mountaineers climbing back. It's now 8-7 Danbury Westerners.
3-0 pitch nowhere close. Ball 4, and a run is walked in.
They go to the top of the 6th still. 14-3. Gulls lead for 11 for the second time. RBI for Rob Ort, his 3rd of the ball game.
That'll bring it back around to Alex DeLeon, but Muskrats pitching coach Luke Demko is going to go have a word with Regan Flaherty, who I'm sure has never received pitching instruction at this level before. Maybe we could have a crash course. Demko's been a NECBL star for a couple of years. He pitched professionally with the Yankees system. Actually played his college ball at URI, so a bit of a homecoming for Luke.
You know, George Bissell, former broadcaster and current director of Game Day Ops, and I were going through the list of all the Gulls players that have ever been drafted, and we couldn't find anyone that had been drafted by the Yankees. Nearly every other team is represented. We couldn't find any Gulls alumni, current or former, that have been drafted by the Yankee system. It's interesting because a lot of people call the Gulls the Yankees of the NECBL.
Yeah, sure. Oh, I see that. Well, Demko played with the Mainers for a couple seasons, so drafted by the Yankees out of URI. The batter is now Alex DeLeon, taking a ball 9 straight out of the zone from Flaherty. 2 away, bases loaded. And the first strike comes from Regan Flaherty. He gets it. Here's some boos and hisses from the crowd here at Newport. The 1-1. Fouled off. Got that one to fool DeLeon, and it's 1-2. Demko said the right stuff to Regan Flaherty. Young ball boy showing some hustle there. Out to get that one. As it had tapped off the backstop here at Cardines Field. 1-2 coming from Regan Flaherty. Lifted to second base. Camastro on one hop will go to second, and Polonius is there for out number 3. And miserably, the inning comes to an end as Laconia throwing everything but the kitchen sink at the Gulls, trying to stay in this game. It's 14-3. A couple of runs in that inning for the Gulls. As we'll move to the late stages of this one, it's all Newport on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Tiverton Little League.
Ready to start the 7th inning at Cardines Field and to take you through the last 3 innings of celebratory baseball for the Gulls. The voice of the Newport Gulls, Nick Lima.
Thank you very much, Casey Williams. We go to the top of the 7th inning. A first pitch called strike to Joe Torres. Out for another inning is Brett Graves on the mound in relief. The pitch on the inside corner, a called strike. I think it topped 90 miles an hour. First time seeing Graves this season. Get the last 3 outs in the 6th pitch. A little bit outside for ball 1. 14-3, Newport Gulls lead. The pitch. He swung on and foul to the left and out of play. Newport and most NECBL teams usually take a couple of weeks to get adjusted to the wooden bats. Different mechanics. Of course, they weigh differently. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called right down the middle. Another strikeout for Graves here in relief of Kenna Cleverard, who's earned the win on 5+ innings. But here, so far, the Newport Gulls look like they've been swinging with these things all summer long. They've amassed 13 hits and 14 runs on the night. Pitch is outside. 1-0 to Tyler Raymond. 0 for 2, bounced into a double play as last time. Pitch. It's in there for a strike. 1-1. Nick Mastro waits on deck. Working quickly, Graves sends a fastball on the outside corner at the knees and is ahead. 1-2. He's hit the fall behind a batter. Looking for a quick 7th inning. 1-2 fastball. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Raymond goes down looking. Back-to-back Ks to start off the 7th. And we cycle around to the top of the order, and Camastro is 1 for 3 with an infield hit. Manhattan College hit .314 this spring, drove in 28. He'll tap the plate from the right side. Look out with the righty. Graves, who fires a fastball low, ball 1. The Gulls bullpen has been sharp so far this season. Even the exhibition loss on opening night, they look good, only allowed 1 run in 6 innings. Pitches in there for a strike, 1-1. Saturday, Mitch Horacek pitched 2 perfect innings in relief, picked up a save. The pitch, check swing, did he go? He went around, rung up by home plate umpire Williams. Again, no relation to my fellow broadcaster in the booth today. The count is 1-2.
If that was the case, I think it would be a closer game.
1-2 fastball is fouled back to the poles that hold up the roof above the press box here behind home plate. Kicks up some dust out of the rafters. May have been there since the Nixon administration. For all we know.
No, just since the start of the first inning.
1-2 is fouled to the right. Masho fouling a few pitches off here.
Call Newport Glass.
Pitch is low. Count evens up at 2-2. Two swung on and missed. Strike 3. Brett Graves strikes out the side in order here in the 7th. We're through 6.5 from Cardines Field. 7th inning stretch time. Let's pick up Newport Gulls public address announcer Don O'Hanley.
Drafted into the Cardines Field Opera Company. Let's raise the roof and with a rendition of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." Come on now. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out. Buy me some peanuts and crackers. I don't care if I ever get back for tea. For the Gulls team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes you're out the old ball game. Wonderful, wonderful.
Don O'Hanley leads the crowd in the traditional take me out to the ball game. 7th inning stretch time at Cardines Field. 14-3 Gulls lead the Muskrats as we continue on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island. 0-1 the count to Steve Anderson. Here in the last of the 7th, next pitch skips in the dirt, ball 1. The count evens up at 1-1 from the 6th pitcher of the night for the Laconia Muskrats, Tyler Raymond.
No pitching stats for Tyler Raymond because he's a position player for the Muskrats. He did pitch a bit in high school when he was the Conference Player of the Year, but he's from Kentucky.
1-1 pitch, a ground ball to the second baseman. Up with it and across the first Camacho to Jackson in time. That's out number 1. A 14-3 lead for the Newport Gulls. Jeff Melillo steps up to the plate. Melillo is 1 for 3, an RBI double, strikeout, a ground out, and it was hit by a pitch. He scored twice. The pitch is on the inside corner, called strike. Jeff came into this game hitting .250, went 1 for 4 game 1 with a double against the Mystic Schooners on Saturday. Sidearm delivery from Raymond, so it's outside ball 1. Under the lights here at Cardines Field, still clear skies overhead. The 1-1 pitch just misses, ball 2. All day long, Stephen Williams has consistently called that outside corner as a ball. 2-1 is low and inside. The hitters count 3-1 for the Gulls' second-year catcher. As I mentioned earlier, his older brother Michael, an all-star in the NECBL himself, played for the Gulls for 2 seasons. 3-1. Check swing, did he go? Yes, he went around. It's called strike. Count 3-2. Of course, Michael has a NECBL championship ring. Jeff is still in search of his. The 3-2 pitch, fouled to the screen. Karam, right over the head. The goal in the on-deck circle, Connor Canary, who is the only goal without a hit tonight, but it's not his own fault. 3 of his 4 plate appearances have been walks. He hasn't seen too many pitches to swing at. Grounded out to short in the 4th. Again, Melillo levels the bat, 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Melillo goes down looking for the first time, his second K of the evening. And the second out of the inning for Tyler Raymond, position player here in relief. The 6th pitcher of the night for the Muskrats. They have 7 more outs to get through. At least 4 more outs to get through. We can get back on that bus with this game behind them. Connor Canary takes the first pitch, ball inside, and he's walked 3 times on the night. 4 on the season already. 1-0 swung on and fouled to the left and out of play. You say, well, he's walked 3 times, might as well put him in the leadoff spot, huh? But Casey Kaufman, in his first Newport Gulls game tonight, has been on base 4 times. A single, a walk, a hit by pitch, and an RBI single. Pitch, fouled to the screen. She caromed off the light tower on the third base side. Lights taking full effect here now. It's 9 o'clock. They've been taking effect for a while, in fact. 1-2. Ground ball, chopper, foul, third base side. Don't have an official attendance report yet, but we had a big crowd on hand here. Now 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. The pitch from the southpaw is fouled on the third base side. Canary trying to avoid the Gulls going down 1-2-3 for just what would be the second time. They went down in order on 3 groundouts, 5-3, 6-3, 4-3 in the 4th. Pinwheels the bat, and the pitch coming from Raymond. Ground ball, first base side, foul. A reset and do it again. Nevin Wilson lasted just 1 inning. Faced 12 batters, gave up 7 runs. And Elliot Walford came on, struck out 6 in 2 innings, but also gave up 3 runs on 2 homers to Rob Hort and Steve Anderson. Tim Swadek pitched a couple innings, allowed a couple runs. Nick Kevlin came on in relief, gave up a run. There's a pitch. Up and away. Regan Flaherty came in. He struggled, so he is also a position player in all fairness. And now Tyler Raymond. Trying to stop the bleeding. The pitch, swing and a drive, left center field deep. Going back is Davis at the wall, and to his right, Torres reaches up, makes the catch for the out. That retires the side. Gulls in order here in the 7th. We go to the 8th at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 14, Laconia Muskrats 3 on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We go to the top of the 8th inning. As Tequila plays over the public address system here at Cardines. It's not been a pretty game for the Laconia Muskrats. 14-3 Newport Gulls. First pitch of the inning is low. Ball 1. New pitcher on the mound for the Newport Gulls.
John Polonius.
Oh no, it is still the same pitcher on the mound that's been there. Brett Graves out for a 3rd inning of work. Why not? He's struck out 5 of 6 and retired all of 6 he's faced. 2-0 the count. Well, it is 2-0. We're all over the place here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. As Graves looks in and fires a fastball in there for a strike in the outside corner. First time he'd fallen behind a batter here in relief. John Polonius, a 2-run homer to right field his last time. He's grounded out twice. Pitch is low. 3-1. Next pitch. Swing and a miss. And he's worked the count full. Polonius, Davis, Collins due up here in the 8th. They trail by 11.
Davis is yet to be retired today for Laconia.
Pitch is low, ball 4. And Polonius will take his back at first, and here comes Marcus Davis. Now he tripled in the 1st. He doubled in the 4th, and he singled in the 6th. That means, folks, he's a home run shy of the cycle. He has the hardest one to get, the triple. That came back in the 1st. Stands in the pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. His triple, double, and single, by my records, seem to have happened on the 1st pitch swinging. I could be wrong. The 0-1. Swinging a high drive to left center field. Going back is Kaufman, but he's going to be there to make the catch. Well, I don't know if Davis was aware that he was a home run shy for the cycle, but that one was sailing towards the fence. But he didn't get all of it. Kaufman took it in about 10 feet in front of the wall. That's out number 1.
He had the right idea. That's the farthest part of the ballpark, but Marcus Davis tried to drive something up into the air. Perhaps he knew that he was a homer away from the cycle.
And you know, that's the one part of the ballpark where the fences aren't 28 feet high. It's only 20 there because there's a section cut out for the tree to grow through.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
Danny Collins takes the first pitch strike. Throw down to first. Snap throw from Melillo. Not in time. Back standing is Polonius. Well, that tree grows well out onto the field of play, about 10 to 15 feet. And the branches extend outward. And park rolls. If a ball hits any of those branches, it's a home run.
Yeah.
The pitch. Swinging a hard hit fly ball to right field. That's going to drop down for a hit. Rolling up towards the wall. Played out there by Ort. Sends the ball into 3rd. Stopping at 2nd wisely is Polonius. And runners are on at 1st and 2nd with 1 out.
So there's no tree interference rule out there for reaching over the fence?
No. that tree,
Number 5,
of course, with controversy in the past, managers have argued, even after being explained the ground rules, that, well, the branch it hit certainly wouldn't have gone out, you know, even though he hit that branch on the trajectory of the ball, maybe. But that is the rule regardless, and he came pretty close to hitting that branch, even though the ball itself didn't come close to leaving the yard. So we'll say he missed the cycle by the length of a tree branch. The pitch is in there for a strike. Dylan Kelly has the hat trick, 3 strikeouts on the night.
Still in search of his first hit this season.
From the left side, he awaits Graves. He's been solid here in relief, but has walked one and given up a single. His fastball is outside, ball 1. It's the 34th pitch of his relief outing now. Tanner Kleberod went 5+, has earned the win through 90 pitches, 59 of them for strikes. Pitches cut on and miss, strike 2. All 3 games are, well, 2 games are still underway now. This one, the Gulls lead 14-3 over Laconia. Pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 6 for Brett Graves and number 4 in the night for Dylan Kelly. A tough night at the plate for the Laconia catcher.
This is Regan Flaherty batting for the Muskrats, who came in to do some relief pitching.
Pitch gets away from Melillo, rose to the backstop, and both runners will take over for second and third. Likely be scored as a wild pitch.
Batter is Regan Flaherty.
So Regan takes over the DH spot as he was on the mound.
His predecessor, Ethan Bennett, went 0 for 3. Strikeout at ground, double play, and a line out to pitch. On the outside corner, a called strike. Count even at 1-1. So Polonius at third, Collins at second. Here in the 8th, Gulls lead 14-3. Pitch is swung on and missed, strike 2. Remember that wild back and forth game we've been telling you about all night over in Danbury? Going back and forth. Well, then the top of the 7th now. Vermont 16, Danbury 8. It was Danbury 8, Vermont 7 in the 6th. Pitch is skied to the left and out of play.
Oh my.
Better call.
Sounds like an accident. They love the sound effects here at Cardines Field all season long. Flaherty at the plate. Here is the pitch. Swing on ground ball. Chopper foul. First base side. 2 outs. We're here in the 8th. 2 runners on. An 11-run deficit for the Muskrats. In danger of dropping back to 500 at 2-2. The pitch. It's up and away. Gulls en route to proving to 2-0 with a win here. Because these teams will meet each other 7 more times this season, including Saturday at Laconia. 2-2. Popped up left side. And what may be an out at many ballparks around the league is a foul ball here. Very little foul territory in that third base line. More often than not, the third baseman doesn't even bother moving to chase it down because 90% of the time it'll be out of play. And if it is going to be in play, he's going to take about 10 steps to his right to get there. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Right,
Brett Graves.
Now it's time
He
for
picks up
tag
K,
goalie.
number
Everybody
6
needs to
and
get on the
7
line.
of his relief outing. He's been sensational here in the league.
Waiting for Gully.
And it looks like Tag the Gully is getting underway
How this works.
in the outfield.
First one to
Gully
go,
and
Tag
Gully
Gully.
Jr. making their
Right
way
back.
out into center
Here's the
field. The
winner.
classic Tag the Gully here on the
mark.
between inning contest at
Get set.
Cardines
Go.
Field. And the kids are off. Director Game Day Ops George Bissell leaving him out there as the intern staff
I think it's
make
gonna be a
sure no
close
one
race.
runs over each
Let's
other.
see, we got a
And the
first
kids
one.
run back to the line. The first one back to the line will win
And we have
something
a winner.
cool like tickets. Maybe some Ben & Jerry's ice cream, tonight's game night sponsor. Maybe they'll get another free coupon. Tag the Gully, regular segment here at Cardines Field. Very unique and very fun. That's why it's been quiet in the stands, since all the kids have been lined up down that third baseline way to go. It's 14-3 Newport Gulls
Your attention,
lead
please.
the
Tonight's
Laconia
attendance
Muskrats. We'll be back in a moment here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
At the conclusion of the Brett Winger.
Brett Winger leads things off for the Newport Gulls. We go to the home half of the 8th inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Newport. First pitch for a strike. The next one's in there for a strike as well. Nothing into the count. As Tyler Raymond's out there again for another inning of relief. He had a 1-2-3 7th. Winger, 1 for 4 with an RBI double on the evening. Every goal in the lineup has a hit except for Connor Canary. Pitch is high. Count now 3-1. Should be 2-2. I wonder if Al Wiseman, our veteran scoreboard operator, has a count right now. Been in the team now for 12 years. The pitch. There's a strike. Count is now 3-2. So Al had me beat yet again. Al has barely missed a game all seasons here in Newport. Payoff pitch. A little bit low and inside, ball 4. The wing is on base for the second time tonight. Well, after this one, considering it's only the second game of the season for Newport, their batting averages and on-base percentages as a team are going to be through the roof. Next couple of games, no matter what happens. Yale Rosen's 1 for 4. Double, a run scored, and a strikeout. The pitch is high and inside, ball 1. Gulls go on the road tomorrow at New Bedford. First time playing the Bay Sox of 8 on the season. And back here at Cardinals Field, hopefully, weather permitting, Wednesday. As the pitch is swung on and hit in the air to right field deep. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a 2-run homer. Yale Rosen. It's a 2-run blast to right. Gulls lead 16-3. He got all of that one, folks. That ball was crushed over everything in right field. Newport's third home run of the night. Joins Anderson and Ort, who will also go on the yard. Those already have their 5th home run of the season.
My goodness, that ball is probably a couple blocks away. Taking off into the night sky like an airplane.
Anyway, probably landed back on Thames Street. The pitch is low, ball 1. Blake Butera is 1 for 3. Singled his last time, drove in a run. Walked, struck out looking, fly to right. Pitch swung on and popped up right side and out of play. Gulls lead 16-3. Well, they didn't need the insurance, but Yale Rosen has to be happy with that 2-run blast. Yale did not hit a home run in college, though. Only 23 at-bats this spring as a freshman for Washington State. Came on a 1-0 pitch. Tyler Raymond trying to get the last couple of outs here. The pitch. Foul to the backstop. Look out in the on-deck circle, Casey Kaufman, who's been on base 4 times. One and 2 the count. Stands have mostly emptied here. Not much excitement left in this one. The pitch is inside. Ball 2. And we do have official attendance report. And while it's no longer accurate, it certainly was earlier. 2,096, 2096, the attendance here tonight. The pitch. Swinging a high drive, left field deep. Going back is Torres, still going back, and in front of the wall, he makes a basket catch. Bounces into the wall, hangs on. That's out, number 1. Terra gave that ball a ride, but he's retired for the 3rd time today. And we go to the top of the order for, well, not the 5th, the 6th time. I forgot Casey Kaufman batted around the 1st. He's actually been on base 5 times and has an opportunity here to get on base for the 6th time in this game. He has 3 singles, a walk, and is hit by a pitch. The pitch is low on the outside corner for strike 1. He's driven in 3 runs, has scored multiple times. I have twice in my, well, 3 times actually. He takes a strike. Count 0-2. His on base percentage is 1,000, having made 5 trips to the plate. Next delivery is low, ball 1. Kaufman plays his college ball at Arizona State University, where he hit 215 this spring, but had a 367 OBP. The pitch. Swing a ground ball off the pitcher. It caroms off him. He charges, underhands to first. It is in time, gutted by half a step. Oh, bang, bang play at first, but a good reaction by Kyler Raymond, who was hit by the pitch off the mound, hit off his knee, but he still recovered, picked it up with the glove, and used the glove to toss it underhand to the first base bag. Jackson was there to get him. They're going to make sure Raymond's okay. Of course, the Laconia Muskrats can't afford any injuries here. We're going through 6 pitchers, 2 of them position players. He's all right. He waves off coach and heads back to the dugout. There's a 1-3 ground out. Kaufman almost was on base for the 6th time, but a sharp defensive play by Raymond retires him for the first time this season. Now Rob Ort had a 2-run homer. The pitch. It's outside. Ball 1. Ort has 2 hits on the night, 2 for 4 with an RBI walk. The base is loaded. Driven in 3. Skies this one down the right field line. Foul territory. Jackson giving chase in front of his own dugout. He'll reach up and he can't get it. Ball came back on him. With the classic run too far, then try and lunge backwards, but it was just out of the reach of his glove. A long strike for Ort. We'll have another opportunity here. 2 outs in the 8th. 2 more runs across for the Gulls. They lead 16-3, thanks to the 2-run blast by Yale Rosen. The pitch. There's a strike called on the outside corner, 1-2. Stephen Williams has been very consistent behind the plate tonight. The pitch. Swinging a high drive to center field. He didn't get all of it. Davis coming in. He's under it, and he's there to make the catch. And that's out number 3. 2 more runs across for Newport. We're through 8 innings of baseball from Cardines Field to the 9th. We go. Last chance for the Muskrats. Newport on top 16-3 here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We go to the 9th. Last chance for the Muskrats of Laconia. They want to have any chance of coming back in this one. It would be a miracle. Down 16-3, but these 2 teams will meet each other 7 more times on the season. New pitcher out on the mound for the Newport Gulls. And who is it? Looks like David Hoy. Hoy on a temporary contract with the Newport Gulls. Get an opportunity here to show his stuff. A right-hander out of Lincoln, Rhode Island. Attends my alma mater, Rhode Island College. He was very effective this spring. 6'0", 170-pound junior.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Comes on in relief of Brett Graves here.
Coming in to pitch the 9th inning for the Newport Gulls. Number 5, David Hoey.
Hoy
He's from Rhode Island College.
makes his first NECBL appearance here in the 9th. They'll be the bottom of the order. Jackson, Torres, and Raymond due up for the Muskrats.
Leading off the 9th inning for Laconia, the first baseman, number 14, Tyler Jackson.
First pitch into Jackson's, and therefore a strike. Jackson 0 for 1, 2 walks. Gulls lead 16-3. We're in the 9th. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Hoy, Aberdeen College, 6-2, 12 appearances, 7 starts, 3 complete games this spring. 3.02 ERA in D3. The pitcher swung on and missed. 10 walks to 46 strikeouts. Opponents hit 274 against him. 20 earned runs, 24 runs total, 10 walks. Again, 46 Ks. Good 4.5 to 1 K to walk ratio for the Lincoln, Rhode Island native. One of only 2 Rhode Island natives on the Gulls as the pitch is low. Count now evens up at 2-2. Off speed that time. With a 6-2 record. 12 appearances, Hoy. spelled Hoey, H-O-E-Y, but he's told me his name is pronounced Hoy. Pitch is low. Counts worked full, 3-2. Hoy, a leader in the starting rotation at Rhode Island College. Just made a run in the Little East tournament last couple of seasons. The pitch is fouled to the left and out of play. Jackson walked in the second, walked in the fifth, struck out in the sixth. Tomorrow, Peter Kellick on the mound for the Newport Gulls gets to start against the New Bedford Bay Sox, who will finish up their game. It's a final now. It's been a final for some time, 8-1 over the Mystic Schooners. So the Schooners slide continues to start the season. The pitch is outside, ball 4. See, Joe Torres was 0 for 3 with a strikeout.
The left fielder, number 1, Joe Torres.
8-1 the final for New Bedford and Mystic. It's like Fitzgerald with a probable pitcher tomorrow night to face off against the Gulls' Kellick. 1-0 the count on Torres here. We're in the ninth at Cardines Field. 16-3 game the Gulls have led the whole way along. Pitch is in there for a strike.
The Muskrats will send Austin Sullivan back to the hill tomorrow in his first start. He had a relief appearance yesterday in that 13-inning game, and I'm excited to see more. 3 innings and 8 strikeouts for Austin Sullivan yesterday.
Pitch is low. Hoy fires a fastball high and inside. And he's falling behind now, 3-1. The next pitch. Ground ball chopper to the shortstop. Butera has it, bobbles it momentarily, flips the second out there on the first. In time, a double play. 6-4-3. And Butera turns another one. Bobbled it momentarily, but recovered to get the ball to Canary. Fired a bullet to Anderson on the twin killing.
It's good for the Newport Gulls defense to still stay sharp. Butera's had a fantastic game. In a blowout like this, it's easy for fielders to get distracted or disinterested, but the Gulls staying sharp all the way through.
Tyler Raymond's 0 for 3, bounced into a double play and struck out. The pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. Hoy also plays in the Sunset League here in Newport. We've been told the pitch is outside, ball 1. Lincoln, Rhode Island native. The only other Rhode Island native on the roster presently for Newport is Middletown, Rhode Island native Frank Holbrook, who with the loss on opening night against the Wareham Gatemen in an exhibition play. The pitch, swing and a miss. A big cut by Raymond, who tried to check the swing but went all the way around. He's down the count, 2-1. Or rather, it still remains up in the count, I should say. Muskrats down to the last out here in the ninth. The pitch. Outside, ball 3. Newport again on the road tomorrow, New Bedford. Pitch, Peter Kellick and Sean Fitzgerald, both right-handers. Back here at Cardines Field, they host Mystic. 6:35 on Wednesday, while the pregame show at 6:05 on the air. This 3-1 pitch. Swinging a little flare in the right center field. That's going to drop down for a base hit. It's going to roll towards the wall. They get right, wide turn at first and trying for the second. Sliding in, standing in with a double is Tyler Raymond. He was slowing up coming the second. The ball is on the way, though. He didn't speed up at all. The tall Raymond dwarfs Gulls shortstop Blake Butera as they stand out there.
Tyler started this game as the right fielder for Laconia. He's currently the pitcher of record, and not too often do you see the 9th inning pitcher or 8th inning pitcher smack a double and lead off of second base.
Here's Nick Camastro, 1 for 4, this infield hit. Hoy tries to shut the door. The pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. You can always email us, media@newportgulls.com, media at newportgulls.com. All your comments, suggestions. Let us know where you're listening from. The pitch. Swing a ground ball, bounce to the right side. Charging is Canary. He has it, throws to first, and this one's over. The Newport Gulls defeat the Laconia Muskrats 16-3, the final score here at Cardines Field in the first game of the 8-game season series. Newport improves to 2-0 on the season. Muskrats drop to 2-2 as the Gulls will take sole possession of first place in the NACBL Eastern Division. Gulls win here tonight. The post-game report starts next. Don't go away. Full post-game show still to come here on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The final, Newport Gulls 16 and Laconia Muskrats 3. This is the Newport Gulls post-game report. Nick Lima alongside Casey Williams here in the NACBL Broadcast Network. And Casey, this is one that the Muskrats will have to put behind them.
Certainly will. You know, Nick, I was really excited for this game coming in as the Eastern Division champs. I know we rubbed that in Newport's face a little bit, but that was a big win for this franchise last season, and I thought coming here today they could certify that a little bit more. Newport had other ideas, and I give them a lot of credit. It seems like they took that loss and applied it to today's game, not letting off the gas at all, really handing it to the Muskrats.
Totals in this one for the Muskrats: 3 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors, 7 left on base. For the Gulls, 16 runs, 14 hits, an error, and they also stranded 7. The win goes to Gulls starter Tanner Kleberod. 5+ innings of work, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 7 hits. He walked 2, struck out 3. Moves to 1-0. The loss, dropping to 0-1, is Nevin Wilson. In his debut, went just 1 inning, allowed 7 earned runs on 6 hits, walking 2, striking out 1, and hit a batter. No save as the Gulls cruise to a 16-3 victory here. Brett Graves was outstanding in the bullpen. He struck out 7 Muskrat batters in 3 scoreless innings of relief of Tanner Kleberod, and then David Hoey came on in the ninth to shut the door, allowed just a walk and a double. Newport Gulls winning here again 16-3. The final score of the game took 2 hours and 56 minutes to play. It was watched by a crowd of 2,096 here at Cardines Field. There were 4 home runs hit in this game, one by the Laconia Muskrats, John Polonius. Steve Anderson, Newport Gulls, hit his first of the season, as did Robbie Ort and Yale Rosen, all hit home runs for the Gulls. The 2 teams will meet again on Saturday, June 16th at Laconia. I look forward to hearing that game on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Casey Williams, either myself or George Bristol will have the call on the network as the Gulls improve to 1-0 against the Laconia Muskrats and 2-0 on the season with 7 games remaining to play in the season series. Next Newport Gulls game broadcast, Newport's at New Bedford tomorrow, 6:30 start time on the pregame show at 6:20. Pitch, Sean Fitzgerald, the right-hander for the Bedford Bay Sox, against Peter Kalich for the Newport Gulls, also a righty. Next following home game, Wednesday, Newport Gulls will host the New Bedford, or the Mystic Schooners, play them for the second time this season, as Newport looks to continue this 2012 season. They're already off to a fantastic start. Final word for you, and where do the Muskrats head next, Casey?
Muskrats have 2 well-deserved days off, the first break for them of any kind this season. They'll rest up their arms and head back to Sanford, where the Muskrats are 2-0 against the Mainers in this young season, so that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Muskrats. Some rest time. We'll see you guys at home on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Casey. We'll see you on Saturday.
Pleasure working with you, Nick. Take care.
We'll be back with out-of-town scores next here on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Only 2 of the games in action tonight. And let's see, one of them at least is the final, and they are still in Danbury. The crazy game continues. They're now in the top of the 8th. Vermont 17, Danbury 11. So the Westerners now trying to make a run on a comeback in the top of the 8th at Danbury, Connecticut. Again, that's going back and forth throughout the night. It is a final out of New Bedford. The Bay Sox defeat the Mystic Schooners 8-1. So New Bedford improves to 2-1 on the season as Mystic drops to 0-4, remaining the only winless team in the NACBL. The rest of the league was off tonight. The final here in Newport, Gulls 16 and Laconia 3. Move down the field with our player of the game interview as the post-game report continues next. Just a few minutes here on the NACBL Broadcast Network. Don't go away.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls post-game report continues. Now joined by Newport Gulls co-players of the game. And on a night that offense certainly shined for Newport, pitching was also phenomenal. We're joined by Tanner Kleberad as well as Brett Graves, starting pitcher and key reliever for tonight's game. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tanner, we'll start with you on the mound tonight. Your first start of the season for the Newport Gulls. You pitched effectively through 5 innings, shutting down the Laconia Muskrats.
Yeah, I was feeling good all the game, pretty much. Changeup was working real good, and went out there, hit spots, did my job.
How are you enjoying your stay so far here in the city by the sea?
It's awesome. First time out on the East Coast, so I'm really enjoying it.
First time on the East Coast ever?
Yep. So it's an awesome place.
So what are you looking forward to most here in Newport in your summer? What are you here for? Are you just trying to continue to develop your skills?
Oh yeah, develop, get bigger, faster, stronger, and definitely work on, mental aspect, just my whole game.
And Brett, you came in relief here tonight and struck out 7 in 3 innings of work. Very impressive. Is this also your first time in the Newport area?
Yeah, I've been to New York once, but that was a while ago.
So what's it like for you so far out here in the great city of Newport?
Yeah, it's good. It's fun, man. Definitely.
And on the mound out there tonight, again, you struck out 7. In a game like this where you get a lopsided score, it happens every now and then where the offense just takes off and the pitching for the other team collapses. But you guys go out there on the mound. The key is you got to go out there to still get the outs. Otherwise, the other team will have the opportunity to come back in. What goes through your mind mentally at that point? I guess I'll let you both answer this question. What goes through your mind mentally when you you get that big cushion, but you don't want to see that cushion evaporate at all?
I just pretend like it's a 0-0 game. Get out there, focus up, hit spots, get outs.
Brett?
You really got to challenge yourself to stay focused, but kind of compete against yourself and compete pitch by pitch instead of getting too caught up in the score.
All right, Tanner Kleberad and Brett Graves, our Newport Gulls co-players of the game. Congratulations on the win tonight, as well as a stellar relief performance. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
I'll catch up with you later in the season. We'll be back in a moment to wrap things up next here on the Post-Game Report on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back here one final time at Cardines Field here in Newport, Rhode Island. The Gulls cruise past the Laconia Muskrats 16-3 here and improve to 2-0 and take over sole possession of first place in the NECBL Eastern Division. Let's pause for a moment and thank those who made this broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball and our director tonight is Tom Lima. Our associate producer is Catherine Hawes. Our on-site engineer, Evan Carter. Our audio technician and camera person was Milka Tolich. Our guest statistician for the night was Kyle Brennan. I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. I'd like to thank also Casey Williams, our broadcaster from the Laconia Muskrats. Gulls play the Muskrats 7 more times this season. Looking forward to seeing them yet again as the Gulls continue Eastern Division play. They'll be on the road tomorrow. Newport Gulls will play the New Bedford Bay Sox at New Bedford. We'll be on the air, the pregame show at 6:25. First pitch at 6:30 as Peter Kalick gets the start for the Newport Gulls. Newport Gulls return home on Wednesday here at Cardines Field to host the Mystic Schooners for the first time of 4 visits they'll be making here this season. We'll be on the air, the pregame show for that one at 6:05. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you join us then. One final time, the final score here from Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 16 and Laconia Muskrats 3 as the Gulls improve to 2-0 on this young season. 2012 is already off to a hot start for Newport Gulls baseball. I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. Thank you all for watching. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.